The 6th edition of the Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup got underway yesterday. And we witnessed two great games.
Gone. Tried to make room for himself.
Bangladesh A triumphed in the tournament opener, thumping Hong Kong China by 5 wickets.
Goes big again, connects this time, and it is out of the park.
And later in the evening, we saw Afghanistan A registering a close win over Sri Lanka A. Today promises to be a Super Saturday, where we will witness 2 games. India A will lock horns with arch-rivals Pakistan A in the evening. And the day begins with Oman taking on the United Arab Emirates.
Well, welcome and good afternoon from the Oman Cricket Academy. Here we are with a double header here lined up. First of all is Oman versus UAE, the two neighbors locking horns, and it's going to be a cracker of a game because they've played each other quite a lot, so they know their strengths and weaknesses. Quite a few names which are the usual suspects in the UAE and Oman who've been representing the side for some time. And they clearly understand the surface, this ground, the dimensions. So we're expecting a cracker of a game between the two sides. We're pretty much balanced when you look at each other on paper and on field. All geared up in a tough group then. Got India and Pakistan in their group, but they have their hopes high. And they would like to capitalize on the know-how they have of this region better than the visitors. Well, we are expecting some real good play today. Let's head on and join one of the players, Sanchit Sharma from the UAE.
We've got Sanchit Sharma from UAE with us. Thank you so much for talking to us, Sanchit. Now, today, Oman is what you're against. It's a rekindling of rivalries when it comes to associate nations, Oman versus UAE. How excited are you?
I'm very excited playing our first game in the Emerging Cup. Oman and UAE go back long time. And yeah, it's one of us having the upper hand today. But let's hope for us to grab that first victory and have the upper hand against Oman.
UAE pace battery has always been very exciting to watch. One of the senior members is the one I'm talking to right now.
Yeah, it's a bit change up, always been in the background, but now taking the lead. Yeah. It's good having the responsibility on my shoulders. So we have 4 pacers in our team. Quite a few young legs. Myself, Umaid Rahman, who's again a pretty young guy, and Jawadullah, who's also young, and one of the other senior players, Akif Raja.
You had the luxury of seeing how the surface behaved yesterday. What was the discussion in the camp before a big game like this?
Actually, we played here a couple of months ago. We had a tour against Oman. Yes, it was a 50 over, but then the wickets played quite similar. I think so, not much difference in that. But then watching the game yesterday, it did keep a bit slow as the day progressed. So keeping that in mind, especially today is a new, fresher pitch. Right. So we're sure we want to make the maximum out of it and grab all the opportunities.
Thank you so much, Sanchit, for talking to us.
Thank you.
Sanchit Sharma, the fast bowler from the UAE. Let's have a look at the two groups. I've got Dev Watmore alongside me. Dev, pretty tough that, Group B.
Yes, it's a tough act for either of those guys or teams to make it to the semis, I would have thought. But that's part of what this tournament's about. I think for these two teams, it's bragging rights today. They're certainly no strangers to each other. They should know the conditions pretty well also. And I think for what it's worth, I think it'll be a good game today.
Oh, we hope so too. Dev, a while ago you were downstairs along with Mikhail for the pitch. Let's have a listen.
Day 2, match number 3, Oman taking on UAE. We'll tell you a little bit of a story of the surface as well. Last evening, pitch number 5 was used. As many as 600 runs scored across 2 games. Today, it's a fresh pitch. It's number 7. Let's see what the surface has to offer. To gather more intelligence, Dev Watmore with his views.
Thank you, Mikhail. I have to say it's a little beauty again here in Oman. It's the first of 2 games. And on looking at this pitch, it's absolutely flat. There's no moisture in it. It's very dry, but it ain't going to crack up. There's a lot of grass. Have a listen to this. I'm going to hit my knuckles, and that's really hard. That's hurt my knuckles. It's going to be a beauty.
Right. You'd want to believe It's hot and humid right now. Traditionally, the surface has really helped batters. They've flourished as well. And just keeping into mind all of this and looking at what the players decided, captains decided yesterday as well. You at the toss, what would you decide?
Well, yes, if I was the captain and I'd won it, I'd like to know what total I'm chasing. So I'll be looking to bat second.
Right, keeping it simple there, Dav. What more? Right, we'll have to wait and watch what the captains really decide at the toss. For now, though, Dav certainly believes that there is something in it early on and the batters will be happy chasing on this surface.
It seems like that preference when sides win the toss here, they decide to chase. That's what happened yesterday in the 2 games that we saw. Now let's find out what the captains have on their mind for this first game on Saturday. So let's join the toss with Mikhail once again.
It's toss time here at the Oman Cricket Academy. Day 2, match number 3 in the Emerging Teams Men's Asia Cup 2024. I have the men who matter to my left. Captain of Oman, Jitinder Singh. Captain of UAE, Basil Hamid. And to adjudicate the flip of the coin, match referee, Prakash Bhatt. Jitinder, you have the coin and you'll give that a flip.
Heads.
Heads is the call.
It is heads.
Heads
We're
it
going to
is.
bowl first.
Basil, you won the toss. What have you decided and why?
I think we'll bowl first. Looks like a fresh wicket. So we'll ideally see what target we can chase. Then we'll probably go at it.
Right, exciting times for you and your team and your stint as captain as well. What are the emotions right now for you?
I think it's a good opportunity and, good learning with the youngsters. So we have a good skill set in the room. I hope we'll execute it better and we'll win this game.
What do you make of the surface now that you're bowling first? What's the total you want to restrict your opposition on?
I think it's, as I said, it's the fresh wicket. They haven't played anything on that. So I believe anything under 150 will be nice to have.
Right. Good luck. All the very best, Basil, in this first game of yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Jitinder, happy to bat first?
Yeah, of course. In Oman, we have the true tracks to, play on.
What are the changes you made coming into this particular tournament from the warm-ups and the Tri-Nation series in mindset and skill set?
Well, of course, we have had lots of chats, behind the scenes. We have been talking to the players, how we have to approach and prepare for the games. So the boys have really shaped up well. So they're looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're in a very interesting group with India, Pakistan as well in this one.
Well, of course, I always tell the boys that, it's a golden opportunity for us to rub shoulders with the greats. So we can see where we stand in the world, and we just want to play competitive cricket.
Right. Are you looking at a number on the surface, batting first?
Well, of course, 170 would be a good score on this surface.
Good luck, Jitinder. All the very best in your first game.
Thank you.
Right, so the news from the centre is that UAE have won the toss and they'll be bowling first.
Well, no surprises there. Sides winning the toss, deciding that they will come out and bowl first because chasing has been the way the teams have been going. I don't know how much of that impact is there on the result in terms of winning the toss or not, but yesterday the 2 games went differently. I think it's just something that the sides prefer more than the dew factor, which only comes in after 9 or 10 o'clock. It's more about just knowing what are we looking at in terms of the scoreboard. And Dev, you called it right at the time of the toss that I'd look to chase down here.
Well, that's right. I think the statistics tell a tale, and that's something that all players and teams take a note of. So do we, and that teams batting second win a lot more. So, but I have to say, Sikandar, this surface is not a surface where you can blindly hit either. You get to play proper cricketing shots. 170 is going to be a difficult task.
Jitinder Singh, the right-hand bat, 63 games to his name. He is opening here for Oman. The captain himself. Got Amir on the other side, the left-handed batter. Amir Kaleem. He's got 150 to his name. He's got quite a few games under his belt, 47. And we've got an Nilansh Keswani, the slow left-arm orthodox. We've seen yesterday as well that the sides have started off with spinners with that new ball in the power play. Here we go, match 3. And starting off with that dot ball. New pitch this, and No game has been played on this for the tournament before that. But the surface, as you said during the pitch report, that's quite hard and compact, rock solid when you banged your knuckles on it.
Oh, yeah, it didn't tickle, but I tell you, it's dry. There's no moisture, but it's not going to break up because there's a beautiful even cover of grass right throughout that 22 yards.
We had cloud cover all day yesterday. Today it's lighthouse bright, clear skies. It's a bit warm, but we do have breeze. That's the important part, and the evenings get much cooler.
It's a very heavily packed offside field, isn't he? And he's doing a good job. He's fairly straight. He's bowling to his field. It's a good effort to start with. But so I still say 170 is going to take a lot of getting.
Oh, he's played it just toward the circle. Has he managed it? Oh, that's a chance gone down. You just believe that the fielder at mid-on had a better opportunity running towards it rather than cover, looking backwards over the shoulder.
What about the communication? It's all about letting your partner know whose catch is it. I agree, that's definitely the mid-off's catch. Unfortunately, the wrong option. And he's got a life, isn't he? 2 runs.
Yeah, the captain survives, and Oman opened their account with a couple. So end of the first over, with the chance gone begging, they're 3 for no loss. The men's T20 emerging teams Asia Cup, the 2 teams here, the 11, Oman and the UAE. Quite a few new names in the Oman 11. Mazil Hamid leading the UAE side. Ahmed Shafi bowling now. When you look at the two sides, when you talk about UAE and the Oman, who played a lot of cricket with each other, so on paper and on field, you look pretty balanced. You expect scores in somewhere around 160 because they know each other's strengths and weaknesses. It's not a lopsided competition here.
No, it's not. I think it's a good match in those terms. They both are evenly matched. They know each other. They know the conditions, and I really think that each team would want to have the, to brag the rights. Listen, we're better than you in the region. So, from that perspective, I think it'll be a very good encounter today.
A little late to take off the striker, but the throw is at the wrong end, and now they want to come back for the second, but rightly so, sent back.
And one of the features we've seen, so it's only early in the tournament, Sikandar, but one of the features, sadly, is the drop catches. In the last 41 overs, there has been 14 catches dropped. Some of that has been difficult, yes, but at this level, you've got to try and take a lot more of those catches than what we've seen, and that makes a difference.
Astonishing number, 14. Having a second look at the run out, the third umpire wants to see. I think he's home. Good that he slided his bat in rather than planting it. Should be not out. Yep. You talk about 14 catches dropped. I wonder how many of those are under lights, because we saw a lot of those being dropped under these floodlights, and the players, especially in the deep, trying to gauge how far the ball is going. because the traveling of the ball has been a little tricky out there in the deep. Another single taken.
Okay, we're reliably told out of the 14, 13 have been under lights. So maybe there is a factor there that is a little harder to judge. You know, the depth, how far you should run in, how far you should go back. But 13 out of 14, it's significant.
You know, just going down there, if you go to the ground in the evening, stand it long on, long off, it can get a little tricky when the ball just hides somewhere in those bright LED lights. You just tend to lose them for a second.
Well, that's right. It comes into the light and it comes out of the light. So, but if enough practice, I think, you know, that may be a little excuse more than a reason. But yeah, sometimes it's difficult.
Nice angle to the left-hander. Got that slip, so he's bringing the slip into play and the gully.
Yes, again, there's always something in it for the bowler as well. You know, this is a pitch that's a good one, as we've said, but you can't blindly just hit it. You've got to play proper cricketing shots to get value.
End of the over with a single. It's 7 for no loss. It's a dead start. There's 7 for no loss. Got support for the home team, Oman. You see the India flag right there. So they're in early. Don't forget 5:30 in the evening, the big game of the tournament.
And I was told it's a sellout.
Oh, is it? Wow. Well, you expect it to be. You expect it to be. Saw quite a bit of support for Sri Lanka and Bangladesh here last night, and Afghanistan. He's found the gap on this occasion, but the outfield just allows the fielders to catch up. We saw that yesterday as well. It's quite soft. If you hit it in the air, it just digs in and dies out. And even if you play it along the carpet, it just slows down a bit.
That's right. So you've got to chase it all the way as a fielder. But this has been one of the features of this ground. It's nice and green and lush, but it does pull up as it gets further distance into the shot. So here we go. Good effort by the fieldsman to pull it back. Or did he step on that rope? Let's have a little look. Gee, that is very close. I'd like to see a side-on view of that. Here we go. That's okay, no problem.
Yeah. Only if he'd been wearing size 12, then would have been problem. He's okay there. Yeah, that's the important part. With that outfield just getting slightly sluggish, you got to understand as a batting unit how many runs are available. You got to run in quickly, understanding that you can get threes as well, because these are 70-yard square of the wicket.
That's right, Sakan. It's the intensity of the two batsmen. We saw some good intensity with the Afghanis yesterday, the way they ran between wickets. That was good, and it's an intense game, and there's got to be that level of intensity.
That's a good call, good single, just in front of the man, saving one.
Here we go, left arm spinner, just a very easy approach. I think he knows that, he knows his little action, even though he's a youngster. He's been doing that for quite a while.
That's a good shot. That's the first big hit. The boundary for Oman. A bit of a use of feet and playing it straight because mid-off is a little wide. And he gets the opportunity to just find that gap.
That is a welcome boundary. Jitendra is normally known for his aggression up front, and he got away with it in the last over from this left-hander, but on that occasion it was a little bit more of conviction in the shot.
He goes again, this time to the left of mid-off, and get another boundary here. Once again coming down and smashing it hard. Just creating his own lengths here, Jitendra.
That was more of a cricket shot. That was a good shot. Have a look at this. Got close to the pitch of the ball and he's found the gap. He hit it hard, that's good, but you've got to find the gap, and that was nicely done. That was definitely going to go over the rope off the bat. No need to run.
A little too full there on that occasion, Nilaj. Back-to-back boundaries in the over, so just changing gears here, Captain Jitendra. Once again comes down. Once again a similar result. So a hat-trick of boundaries to end the over. 11 of it, 22 for no loss. And for those who've just joined us, it's UAE versus Oman, and UAE won the toss, decided to put Oman into bat in this third game of the ACC Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup. And this time it's the left-hander. Got the room and the length was asking for it. Just threw his bat at it. So 4 boundaries and 4 deliveries for Oman here.
Let's have a look at this. Yeah, a little bit risky, but he had enough momentum on that bat to carry it over, I guess. So we'll give it to him. Amir would be happy to get that boundary, but I'll tell you what, you got to play a little bit more cricketing shots. Oh, that's close.
Dev, just looking at what Umed is trying to bowl, he's bowling right arm over to the left hand. He's trying to bowl across, take it away from the 4th, 5th off stump. And to the left hand, he's got a deep square leg. I wonder why. Even for the right hander, now we'll see how he goes. He's got a slip, he's got a deep square leg, and a third. These are the 2 men outside the circle.
This is more of a conventional field. Bowlers these days, that's a nice shot, wide of mid-off. These days they would prefer the square leg down, fine leg up. So, but not always works out that way. But that's almost like a stock standard field now.
It's got a regulation 5-4 offside field for the right-hander. Now the slip has gone off. You see where he's bowling so wide outside the off stump. You just get a feeling that the deep square is a bit of a waste.
Well, that's right. He could possibly put another fielder on the offside, because this Jitendra is very aggressive now. He's walking down at him now. Look at that. Yeah, he's been offered width and he's walking down to him.
It just seems to be a bit hasty. Jitendra wants a run of everything. There's a lot of movement in him while playing the shots. He's on the move, he's walking down, he's shuffling across.
Look, what's he saying? He's saying, I'm not scared of you. Your pace is nothing. I'm going to walk down to you and try and hit you. But while doing so, he's got himself into a bit of an awkward position because the ball pitched in a good spot and it was difficult for him to take advantage of.
Oh, he smashed that. He just got it in his arc and swung hard. It's the first maximum of the day. Also ends the over, is it? Yes. 35 for no loss.
Yeah, I'm just making a comment here that it's not easy to bowl to Jitendra. He's just an awkward guy. He just throws his bat at everything. And he's always been an aggressor up the top. And when he gets his confidence up, he's not that easy to stop. But, you know, he's had a life and he really shouldn't be there. But unfortunately for the UAE team, they gave him that life. And he's making merry. But he is, you know, a batsman that can take that game away. And he's got 25 runs and in 15 deliveries. So he's done his job so far.
Bowling change. Jabadullah is now going to bowl. Left arm over. Yesterday's game, last night, was a pretty good contest. Went down to the wire eventually. Afghanistan A emerged victorious by 11 runs in that encounter. And Sadiqullah, what a knock that was, earned himself the player of the match, 83 of just 46. And Dushan Hemanta, the leg spinner from Sri Lanka A, wasn't bad either, 6 for 23.
And he didn't operate until, I think, in the last 5 overs, or the 14th over. So he really did change the game and pulled it right back. From, they could easily have blown out to close to 200 runs, but he did really well.
How the wickets fell. 7 wickets fell for just 33 runs. And that was when, of course, Hemanta was bowling. This was Sadiqullah, who scored 83 of just 46. Got them into top gear and managed them to get a good total going. And on the other hand, the leg spinner, Dushan Hemanta, he didn't bowl till the 14th over. Because 2 left-handers were batting, as the captain nodded his head, yes, that was the reason why I didn't bring him into the attack. But Hemanta proved it wrong and got 6.
Yeah, and when he came on to bowl, the score was 142 for none. And he finished up getting 6 wickets, plus had a hand in the run-out. So, gee, he had a wonderful outing.
Oh, perfect leg spinner's delivery. He wasn't shying away from flighting the ball, slowing it down and making sure that he uses the big ground, the dimensions out here to his liking. Eventually managed to get 6 for 23, and as you said, involved in 1 run out as well to make it 7. Yeah, he was just gliding it up, slowing it down, and just couldn't get the distance, the Afghanistan A batters. Brilliant work, and he's had a brilliant 2024, 20 wickets to his name before this game in the T20 circuit. And they dropped 9 catches. He could have had 15 wickets. Have a look at Group A. This is the points after yesterday's games. Bangladesh leading on basis of net run rate. Just coming back to the fact you're talking about Jitendra and bowling to him, because he's moving across and coming down the wicket. It would be interesting to see if UAE's wicket keeper, Aryan Sharma, is brave enough to come up to the stumps, so at least stop him from coming out.
Well, that would be a brave move if he had the gumption to come up there. This bowler I quite like. He's got a little different approach with his in his delivery shot. He skips, puts that extra little step in, but he's certainly got enough pace. Have a look at this. There we go. It's just a little bit different, but he's all right.
Another couple of runs added to the total makes it 38 for no loss after 5.
"27 of 18 for Jatinder, Amir 9 of 12. In 5 overs, Oman have showed good positive batting so far. Very watchful as well at times, much like this. Sanchit starts off, joined by Salman Butt. Welcome.
Thank you, Sas. And yes, watchful start at the same time, a decent run rate being maintained. Both the batters are well set now. 27 to Jatinder of 18 and 9 to the other batter, Amir Kaleem, who would like to get on with it. It's been 13 deliveries that he's faced. Goes big, over square leg and out of the park. 6 more to the total, and this is the last over in the power play, and any runs available would be welcome for Oman, and this was a delivery which was asking to be hit.
Yeah, read the length early as well, Amir, and he loves to play this shot. So many times he's covered that distance with ease when he plays this shot. The swivel gets better and better as the innings progresses. 15 of 14 suddenly, Amir. Moments ago he was playing second fiddle to Jatinder, not anymore. Wanted to gently tap it away. It was a little premeditated from Amir. Sanchit changing his pace. He's been working on a slower delivery as well. A different kind.
Yes, missed the line and length totally on that occasion, and he had to pay the price. A change of pace has been very effective for the bowlers. We saw yesterday, in the afternoon, in the evening, and now again it's working.
Oh, very well played. Sometimes it's not about brute force, just showing the direction would do. Amir did take that additional bit of risk by hitting it in the air for a jiffy, but he always knew how much control he's oozing on that shot.
Yes, this time around, fullish length in the zone, and all he had to do was put bat to ball, and he got the elevation. This is one of those pitches with good bounce, so even something close to the batter, he can get the elevation, and it's easy to play shots like these.
He's one of the prime bowlers, Sanchit, as far as the pace battery is concerned for this team of UAE.
Well, they're closing in on the 50 partnership, and definitely this is a good start. Both the openers looking good now. 49 already, just a ball to go in the power play. And
first was Jatinder, picked up beautifully, sent it sailing. Then it was Kaleem's turn. This was a lovely shot for 4. Not too long ago. Excellent shot from Jatinder. You could just continue with the package, it seems like. 50 partnership comes up as well. The opening stand they were dreaming of in the power play. 53 for no loss. So the power play ends and Oman have amassed 53 for no loss. Amir has just got going. Jatin the 31. Here comes the experience of Basil Hamid. 67 matches, 38 wickets. You'd want to use that experience against Oman as well. Remember, he got his first fifer against Oman. It was a 50-over format, but he loves playing against this side.
So he has his chance again today. Coming back to the power play that's just ended. So apart from the first game that was played yesterday in this emerging Asia Cup, all the teams have made good use of the first power play. They've been Afghanistan 58 for no loss, Oman today 53 for no loss, and Sri Lanka 55 for 1.
Yeah, the pitch got better in the second game, didn't it? That's exactly why Afghanistan and Sri Lanka put to over 50 runs in their first power play, the only power play. Jatinder throwing caution to the winds, hitting it with such control down on the ground. That has its own charm too. It's been an excellent power play indeed for Oman.
Yes, I think the use of the feet has been really good from Jatinder. He's come down the track and hit balls over the head through the gaps, and he's been middling everything that he's intended to hit. And he seems to be in good touch, and important for Team Oman to have him there. Just have a look at those strokes. This one was asking to be hit on the legs, and then once again he favors anything just touch short in length, and he is willing to go over square leg or mid wicket region.
You yourself are very masterful in reading length, weren't you? And so quick on rocking back. Amir Kaleem decided to run. Jatinder decided to walk to the other end. It's not even calling between these two, just eye movements. They understand each other so well, Jatinder and Amir. Just the experience of these two on this particular ground where they understand every inch of it perhaps. In sense how many runs are on offer every time it goes in the outfield.
Yes, they obviously have this home advantage, and this is the place where they play almost all of their cricket. And who knows this ground better than them? And where the runs come, what the pitch would behave like, at what time, all those factors are well known to them. And good understanding that you just spoke about, just, you know, tip and run. We used to play in the streets, in the backyards, tip and run, and this is what we are seeing now. They just place the ball in the gap and straight away both of them are off. So this is good understanding. There comes a time when you play long enough as pairs. Oh, reverse sweep this time. Over the head of the third, and he gets the boundary. 62 for no loss at the end of 7.
Download the ACC app now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Asian Cricket Council TV to watch live, and follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to do that at Asian Cricket Council for more updates. The QR code's in front of you. Depends if you have an iOS phone or an Android phone. Be prepared to catch some wonderful cricket action at the ACC Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. It's coming to you from a picturesque Oman that never ceases to surprise with a lovely game of cricket. Mohammad Farooq. The conviction with which shots have been hit down on the ground while peppering shots over the rope as well while hitting it in the air has been a treat to watch, isn't it? The mixture of the two. Salman?
Yes, the authority being stamped by both the batters, and the amount of control they have shown while executing whichever way they want to play, along the ground, over the head of the fielders, in the gaps. It's really been a treat to watch, and both of them look in good touch. And leg spinner last night was very handy. We saw it wasn't very lucky, but extremely useful. 6 wickets he took, and there was a number of catches dropped on his bowling. And now we have another leg spinner. We'll see what he can do. Farooq this time.
Farooq's got an excellent slider. Rongan, something that is still working a lot on, but slider, yes. Oh, really well done. And this carpet of grass will carry the ball to the boundary rope.
Yes, every shot they have tried, it's come off. And Jatinder has been brilliant at all execution that he has to do today. Reverse sweeping the ball. But this time the fielder, he definitely could have done much better. The bowler would feel unlucky. And he would demand more of an effort from the fielders.
He gets the ball into such funny positions, and hence it's difficult to set a field for Jatinder. And there comes a rare dot ball. Look, he's livid with himself. Dot balls are allowed. Dot balls are allowed, you know. Jatinder is muttering under that lid.
He's a busy bee on the crease. He wants to make use of every single ball. That's a great attitude to have as a batter, especially in this format.
Was in the air, and so was the fielder as well, who flung himself. Had he taken it, would have definitely been a contender for catch of the tournament, you see.
Certainly is something which would make the list of the best catches in the tournament. Remember, it's early days, just the second day, but it was a brilliant attempt. Airborne was the fielder, and unfortunately for him, he couldn't cling on the catch. Jatinder, 41 of 26, and he'll be looking for runs wherever they can come from.
Excellent hit. There is a fielder in the deep. The sweeper will ensure it's only a couple. Rahul Chopra, who doesn't have the gloves today. 8 gone. 69 for no loss. .69 for no loss in 8 overs. And the next game that you'll have on hand is India take on Pakistan. The A sides will collide. That's hit well. And oh, that's a terrific attempt. He's put it back in play. Yes, the running continues. Has he single-handedly stopped a 6 in the first place? Yeah, that Basil has given him the applaud already. The boundary check will happen, but that is just excellent athleticism. Oh, well, the ground. Now is when he flies in the air, but at that time, that foot of his was on the ground and beyond the rope. So the athleticism did happen, just a little late.
Yes, just a few centimeters above the line allowed. And the fielder would feel that he could have done much better had he been inside the ropes. Unfortunately for him.
Now Vishnu hasn't played much cricket on this ground, remember.
Yes, fielders have had trouble picking up the distance of the strokes. They've at times run in this ground and the ball has sailed over them. So I think the ball is carrying further compared to the other grounds that they play in.
Salman, as a fielder, what do you tell the captain then? After such a thing has happened. Now this is of course an excellent attempt at the end of the day, but when you run in front and realize, oops, the ball's ballooning over me.
Yeah, it depends. You see, there's a place in South Africa, Joburg, Wanderers. The ball sails much further compared to the rest of the world. So I think there is slight bit of same thing happening here in Oman, because there's been several occasions now when the fielders have thought that the ball would come to them, but it's in the end sailing over. Well, this is delicate through the third, and slowness of the field allows the fielders to make good ground, and you know, the batters at times, they really have to see how far the ball will go and then make a move. We saw Sri Lanka struggle with their calling and running last night, And Oman team, well, they know it better than anyone else.
Yeah, Sri Lanka struggled with the calling when the ball was in the air too. They would want to change that very quickly. But Nawanindu can be mighty proud of the boys fighting back. Well done. This is what happens when you watch the batter till the last moment, because one moment you're bowling to a right-hander, a lefty quite another.
Well, Jatinder's switch hits have come off more often than not. So he's very confident with them.
There are days as batters that you feel absolutely invincible. And then there are moments like these will put you, will they bring you back to reality. 9 overs gone. 79 for no loss. .45 of 30 for Jatinder. Ever so often when he gets a start, he makes it count. Amir 32 of 24. Arun Hamad, Wasim Ali. There's a lot of batting to come. Jolly till Sufyan. The crowd will trickle in as the word's going out that the local teams here, the home sides here. Oh, that's in the gap as well. No half measures while running. He wants to. He called for 2 immediately. Lots of running to do for Rahul Chopra. Once again, no gloves today. You have to do that.
Yes, it's different when you are in the outfield and on such a big field where the gaps are huge. Sometimes if the ball is running after you rather than you running after the ball, you have quite a few yards to do.
Oh, well done. The fielder has convinced himself in his mind that if Jatinder is taking stance, then you might be backward point one moment, deep backward square, or backward square the other.
Yet to see a spinner show some variation. It's all been very flat, allowing Jatinder to do. And this is the first time I think that he's given the ball a bit of air, and I think there was a slight bit of chance. He's got the boundary. Jatinder looks in tremendous form.
And with that, he'll reach his half-century. A skipper's knock when it matters the most. Rekindling of rivalries against UAE, and Jatinder stands up. 50 in great time and with lovely composure, peppered with excitement and curiosity sometimes with the way he tries to hit that ball. Tried his level best there. But it looks like Jatinder knows the opposition's field setting so well. His 9th half-century will come up with this boundary. Jatinder Singh, in all T20s, has raised his bat 9 times already. And it's a total, it's a tally that will continue to rise. A very rare dot ball. A couple of balls ago, Jatinder decided to dance down the track and send it sailing straight down the ground. Long off was not in the equation, but he did well to just come inside the frame. The ball lands just before the boundary rope. The entire dugout rises and applauds. Jatinder has just notched up yet another half-century, but this time as the skipper of Oman.
Yes, he's been brilliant up front with the bat, and we are into the 10th over. It's 86 for no loss. And halfway through the innings, Oman are on track to post a really big one for the UAE to chase. And it will be important how they finish, because we saw yesterday Afghanistan 142 for no loss at one time and then ending up on 166 for 7. Very important how teams carry on through the innings.
So true, Salman. So true. Oh, this was asking. Oh, the man in the deep, he's posted. For a moment, it looked like this is going to fly away too, despite the fielder in the deep getting ready. Amir, what have you done of the last ball before drinks could be called? Suddenly, water would taste so sweet for UAE.
Yes, and on a ball which deserved to go for a 6. It was a half-tracker, but unfortunately for Amir, he wasn't able to time it And the fielder taking the opportunity, and jubilation for the bowler who picks up the first wicket for UAE. And Amir Kaleem has to leave on 32. And his team are 86 for 1 halfway through.
Amir Kaleem departs after a good knock. He set the tone nicely for Oman. It's quite a comeback for Amir, isn't it? Suddenly you're playing at this level once again, but he's showing he's ever so ready. Now Jatinder is still out there, and that's a headache as far as UAE is concerned. 52 of 35 for Jatinder, who puts the ball in funny positions, doesn't let any bowler get settled. And of course, Karan will join him just after drinks break. So in 10 overs, 86 notched up already on a track that's got a little bit of spin, not much. Innocuous, you could say. But it's not the best of deliveries that got the wicket. Salman?
It happens so much in this format. Sometimes you bowl a delivery that deserves to be hit for maximums, but you end up taking wickets, and you can bowl the best of the deliveries and the edges can sail over the boundaries. So this is how this format goes.
That's what cricket tells you as well. It puts you in place sometimes, cricket. Relentless. The love for the sport wasn't reducing in one bit. It's only increasing in this part of the world as well. If you're coming to Oman, apart from cricket on your itinerary, you can have all this. There's so many forts to see. The camels are waiting for you. The whiff of frankincense and the joy of entering a souk. You can experience it all with the right blend of culture and heritage. It's the Sultanate of Oman that encapsulates the beauty of people, generosity of people, with a blend of cricket in it, if you happen to come to the Oman Cricket Academy at Al Amarat, because that's where we have the ACC Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. The bowlers have taken a tonk. Farooq has come back with a wicket though. Well, were asked to bat first, the home side, and they did not look back. Jatinder Singh at his fluent best, while Amir Kaleem joined with a swivel, hitting that six and telling the opposition he means business. That was half an opportunity, an excellent attempt from Basil Hamid, but Kaleem did not come with an offer today. Notched up a fantastic half-century as a skipper this time around. Jatinder Singh with his flamboyant shot selection, and of course, just at the stroke of drinks break, Amir Kaleem got caught in the deep. That's the only jolt for Jatinder and co. Oman find themselves at the halfway stage at 86 for 1.
Put into bat. Oman has certainly grabbed this opportunity of getting runs up front. Lost that wicket for 86 runs, the first one of Amir Kaleem. It's been a good partnership. I believe that the bowling side will be eyeing more wickets from here on. Jawdullah comes on to bowl his second over. Looking good at the moment is Oman with 9 wickets in hand. Hot, bright, sunny afternoon here. Gale of breeze blowing across the Oman Cricket Academy. Jatinder Singh looking very good in the middle. The captain leading from the front. Takes it on the full. Nicely fielded. A one-handed effort. Will certainly save a couple of runs. A very good afternoon to Dav Watmore as well.
Thanks, Mikhail. I'm just... Well, we as coaches tell the boys good balls are going to be hit for 6s and 4s. Don't worry. But we don't ever say bad balls could get a wicket too. We should be. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened.
Was against the run of play. What a partnership. 86 runs for the first wicket. Amir Kaleem certainly Added to the fireworks produced by Jatinder in the middle. Karan Sonawale. Oh, he's picked that up beautifully. Look at that for distance as well. What a way to get off the mark. This man is a very elegant batter and he can be very efficient and effective with the bat as well. What a shot.
This is his first game, is it? It's his debut match. Look at that. Very solid in the bottom half. His feet are absolutely rock solid, and that's a great platform. And look at the timing of the contact. It's never in doubt. It was always going. And this bowler is not a easy one to hit either, but slightly offline, unfortunately, for Jawadullah.
Have to alter that line of his. Or that bowling action of Jawadullah, not much of a jump at the point of delivery. Dev?
No, he puts an extra little step in, so he's almost skipping if you have a look at it. His approach is okay to start with. In fact, it's very good. So all that is good. Now watch, he puts up the skip. There we go. And he lets it go pretty well. And there's been other bowlers in the game that's also had similar actions. And I'm glad really that he hasn't been coached out of it, because he looks to be very comfortable with it.
Yeah, he's struggling a bit in this over of his. Already conceded a 6 and now also delivering a wide. We'll have to re-bowl that with an extra run. Jatinder looking to launch anything that's short and close. Good contest here between bat and ball.
It's a waste of energy, isn't it? I mean, I know it's an easy game sitting where we are, but by gee, when you run up that way and you're a big fast bowler, then you bowl it, ill-directed delivery, and you got to do it all again. And that becomes 7 ball over.
Yeah, you got to look at Jatinder's approach as well. Not much has changed in the way he wants to take his batting forward in this contest. He's lost Amir Kalim early. In a position of strength, you reckon 95 for 1?
I think it's a very good platform, but the effort now has to continue. And what will matter is when another wicket falls, particularly the set batsman, which is Jatinder, then it becomes a real effort for the others to continue on and try and push for that score. He wanted 170, didn't he, at the toss?
Yes, it's been a good over so far, this one for Oman. We're done with 11. It's 96 for 1.
Change. Left arm round to you.
Get a lowdown on all the action happening in Asian cricket and follow your teams and players as well. All you need to do is download the ACC app right away on your iOS and Android phones, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Back live gives the charge. That's one has got the toe end of the bat, and that will be pouched as well. Jatinder knew it the moment he hit that. And the bowler strikes here, Neelansh Keswani with that wicket. And the captain of Oman has to depart. A good catch by Rahul Chopra as well. Had to cover a lot of ground from long off to take that one. So 2 good wickets and 2 quick ones as well.
He did a good job for his team, didn't he, as captain? Unfortunately, it just stopped on him a little bit. And as you rightly said, hit the bottom of the bat and succeeded in skying it short of the boundary. Good catch coming in, still got to hold it, but you expect those catches to be taken. 54 runs, good effort, 40 balls, strike rate 135. Well done, Jatinder.
This is a T20 international, right? So this T20. Right, 2 wickets to fall in quick succession, one at 86 and then 10 runs later, 96. Captain Jatinder departing. Wasim Ali walks out. Very promising all-rounder. Early days for him in his career, but he really packs a punch and can offer a lot of solidity and stability with bat and ball in the middle. 2 new batters in the middle, and Oman will have to reconstruct this innings of theirs as well. They are in a very strong position right now. So over to Wasim and Karan as Neelansh is riding on a sea of confidence.
Well, here we go. Intent was good, wasn't it? I think execution not quite so. Catch was also very good. And that's 2 wickets and 2 overs.
That is in the air as well. Work to do for the fielders. Will it be taken? It's been put down. It was never going to be easy. You can say it was a half chance, but commitment was there by the fielders as well in the deep. 2 fielders converging at it. Mohamed Rahman was one of them.
You've got to admire the effort. Good sprint to get to it. Have a look at this. Another big shot that wasn't connected all that well, but just went in the air a long way. Look, great effort to get there, but sadly he was put down.
The intention is very clear there. Wasim gets off the mark as well. Yeah, that's much better. Just tucks it away towards mid-wicket with soft hands.
Yeah, well, sometimes you feel that as a left-hander, you're facing a left-arm spinner. I've got a hit because that's not a good matchup, but it can just as easily get you out if you're not careful. He was a little lucky that first ball, but that last shot was good, I think. So he needs to spend a bit more time before he launches again. But he's got a chance, though. There's still, what, 8 overs to go, 8 overs and 2 balls.
It's in the air for a bit. 100 comes up in the 12th over. This has been a very fine start for Oman, put into bat. They've responded well.
The run rate's good, 8.45. I've always thought, you know, on reasonable wickets, at the 15th over, if you can be 120. So that's 8 runs and over. That'll give you a projected total of 160 minimum.
1-1. Easy.
Another single. So both these batters just trying to resurrect this innings, which has just lost its plot in the middle. 12 done. 1-0, 1 for 2. It was a brilliant start by Oman after they were put into bat. Captain Jatinder and the senior pro Amir Kaleem stitched 86. They got into double figures, 54 and 32. And now Karan and Wasim in the middle. How important, David, is for set batters to continue and not throw it away in the middle.
That's ideally what you want, don't you? You want set batters to go on and bat for as long as you can. But it just doesn't happen all the time. But at least he's got a 50 before he got out, you know. So now it's, you know, now it comes back to these batsmen in the middle and the others coming in to ensure that they reduce the dot balls, take that boundary option when it happens, and then try and get as close as possible to that 170 as the captain wanted at the toss.
Right, Basil Hamid into his third, captaining the side for the first time. Special moment for him. This is a young bowling side for UAE. We've seen a host of changes for Oman as well. Looks like a like-to-like contest on paper.
It's a good contest. I like it. I mean, when you got these young guys coming in and trying to impress selectors, it's a very healthy sign. I've always looked forward to that positive effort by the youngsters, and this is no different.
We did see scores of 160 and 150 being scored on pitch number 5 last evening. Your thoughts on a par score on this surface, Dev?
Yeah, look, the stats will tell you it's still just in the low 140s. But if they bat anywhere like they're doing now, they're going to get a bit more than that. So you know, this surface is a very good one, but you can't just blindly hit either. To me, you need to play properly, proper cricket shots. And if you can do that, then, you know, I think you're going to achieve your desired target.
Yeah, we do see that passage of play between 7 to 15, which is very tricky as well for teams. And that's where most of the games are won and lost. In fact, last evening, Afghanistan A 142 for 1 in 15.5 overs, finished on 166 for 7 in 20.
That's right. The most intense part of the game, we'll all agree, is that last 5 over. And when momentum changes, momentum was certainly with the Afghanis in the first 15 overs, but when that momentum changes, it can go horribly wrong the other way too. And that's exactly what happened with the young leg spinner from Sri Lanka. And now it's 106 for 2 after 13 overs.
Change. Bowler change. Right arm over. One leg. Center. Just covering.
A very fine innings by Captain Jatinder Singh. 54 of 40, got to his 9th half century and stitched a very fine partnership of 86 runs with Amir Kaleem for the first wicket. Back live. That's one straight down the ground, but had he found the fielder to perfection? Yes, he didn't have to move an inch. Neelansh Keswani with that catch at long off means Wasim has to walk back. Oman just losing their plot in the middle overs. The 3rd wicket falls.
Well, here we go. Have a look at this. The energy and the effort was there. The execution also not too bad, but just a couple of yards short of finding the boundary. Good catch, but he hit it straight to him, didn't he, Mikel? I mean, if you had to pick somebody out, then that would be an ideal shot to copy, but that's not what you want if you're a batsman. 7 runs in 8 balls, 106 for 3.
Center. Center.
End of 13th over, we had 106 for 3.
Well, Oman have lost 3 wickets in the space of 20 runs. Another senior batter, Mohammad Nadeem, walks out, highest of 77. Strike rate of little around 110. 42 years of age. Very tentative. And this is where Oman will need to maybe just get into that quick discussion mode and see what's the right total and target they need to set for UAE as well.
And it's another wrist spinner that's doing the damage, isn't it? So he's in his 3rd over, but he's picked up 2 wickets and only 14 runs. He's done really well. And that's going to be a little bit off target, wide ball. But yeah, the wrist spinner seems to be, so far, the... Oh, there's that dismissal. Decent effort, but not quite long enough.
Nadeem gets off the mark. And this is very nicely struck as well. They'll get a couple of runs, but Farooq has been impressive into his 3rd. He's kept things very tight. Match number 3, day 2. Take a look at that. And that's why they say when you hit it really hard. Just felt he lacked that much needed effort. Good catch by Neelansh Keswani. And they've come back into the contest here, UAE. 3 wickets in 20 runs. Runs coming in singles at the moment, not disturb the UAE side.
Yeah, run a ball's still going to get them, you know, a half decent score, but you'd think that they'd need a little bit more than 140, won't you? 150, 155, 160. They'll need all of those runs, I would think.
He's bowled well, he's looking good.
The ball is nicely coming out of his hand. The current projected score would be 158 at the current run rate, and if they go at 9 and over 165, ideally they look at something close to 170, 170 plus. 110 for 3. Been a bit of a slide here. Another single. And Karan will keep strike for over number 15. It's 1-1-1 for 3. In a short while from now, it's going to be showtime. India A taking on Pakistan A. Match number 4, day 2. And we'll come to you live from the Oman Cricket Academy in the men's T20 emerging teams. Asia Cup 2024. Emotions certainly run high when both these teams take on each other. This crowd is certainly building up for that marquee clash. And you can see a lot of supporters in their blue jerseys as well. Work to do for Oman. After a good start, they'll need to really get going.
Oh, it's a new batsman taking guard. In this format, you haven't got much time, have you, to have a look at the bowler and then start to be aggressive. They say it's a batter's game, but sometimes it's not that easy either.
Neelansh Keswani felt that it was hitting the stumps. Very ambitious in that appeal, taking the catch as the wicket as well. And he's an excited lad at the moment. But how excited are the fans today for the big marquee clash between India and Pakistan? We've seen them taking centre stage in a short while from now. Nicely tossed up. Just a little circumspect, both the batters at this stage. Well, the Indian team certainly were putting in the hard yards and drills. Captain Tilak Verma was in operation in the middle. All the boys came in full strength. Put the motion in the middle. Fine-tuned their skills. Back live. And that one's put away. Inside out. Very good shot. Breaks the shackles, Mohammad Nadeem. Much needed boundary.
Yeah, those particular shots are not always easy to execute, but on this occasion he's done it very well. With the left arm spinner, you're trying to play with the spin. And look at that. Got close to the bounce of it too, which helps. And with the enough conviction on that downward downswing of the bat, he got his reward.
Yeah, he's been the middle order mainstay, Mohammad Nadeem, for the longest time. We did see the Indian team putting in the hard yards. And the Pakistan A team as well ensured that they get their act going as well at the Oman Cricket Academy with their practice session. Mohammad Haris, the captain of Pakistan A. And this side is highly motivated as well. Both teams coming out with their fair share of plans into this big game tonight. Cut away, another single. And Karan will keep strike for over number 16. We're into the final 5 overs and Oman will need a move on from here. It's 1-2-0 for 3.
120 for 3, 5 overs to go. Again, looking at something around 150 with the way things have progressed as of now. They've done well, Oman. Well, lost only 3 wickets. Jitendra, especially the captain, taking the lead. You see their progress from 7 to 15. They've increased that. Yes, they've lost 3 wickets, but that is bound to happen in a T20 when you're looking to go after the bowlers
Saman Butt alongside me. And looking at these two sides who've played a lot of cricket with each other, you just expect a fair contest here.
Yes, both these batters are relatively new to the crease, Karan and Nadeem. It's important that they put up some sort of partnership, ensuring that the Oman team get to a respectable total, which the one they can defend and possibly don't put UAE batters at ease, because we saw yesterday, this is the captain Jatinder playing a brilliant hand up front, opening the innings and putting pressure straight away on the UAE team, use of the feet and getting the elevation on occasions, and then using the crease, coming outside off and hitting it over mid-wicket on a couple of occasions, and completing a brilliant knock of 50 runs. And this one has been put over, but straight to the man at long on, and Oman lose another. So Karan this time, he gets to 15 and now he has to depart. And once again, wickets falling at the wrong time, halting the total from going to where it should be. And important for UAE that they keep picking up wickets at regular intervals, and this is what they have done since the opening partnership was broken. Now 4 wickets have fallen in a matter of around 36-37 runs. Karan 15, he scored of 13, and Oman now are 4 for 122.
Hamad, the new batter, in after the dismissal of Karan. Oman asked to bat first at the time of the toss. UAE no different than any other captains who've decided to chase when they call it right at the flip of the coin. Omid 1 for 17, just got his first wicket. He's bowled well for his 2.3 overs. At least you've seen that discipline from him. He's kept that ball around off stump and a little outside of that. Bowling to his field given by the captain. Another look at the wicket, round the wicket again, creating that angle. Got hold of it, but just not enough. Catching has been better today.
Certainly has been. We've seen most of them getting caught today, and I believe somewhere down the line we have to check with our statistician what time of the day is difficult for the fielders to catch the ball. Is it in the afternoon game or the evening game? And we shall... 13 catches were dropped in total in the evening game yesterday, and we shall see today whether it's the quality of the fielding sides or is there an issue which every team is going to face.
Yeah, just dropping short of that backward point fielder. End of the over. 16 gone, 124 for 4. Two for Farooq, a wicket each for Nilash and Omid. Farooq will continue. Trying to work that against the spin. Don't know if he's got a bat to it or is it missed by everyone, including the keeper. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. Oh, it's got some bat in it. Oh, it's buys. Oh, a little late from the umpire. He's fooled me there.
Umpire Nasir Hussain there, signaling and taking his time while doing so. Went through the legs of the keeper, probably an under edge, which is always difficult for the keepers to take. And once again, he goes aerial, but there's a fielder on deep point. So this is the make or break period for the teams. Once the last 5 overs start, we have seen teams collapse, we have seen teams progress. Hong Kong, China making 69 runs yesterday in the last 5 overs. And then we saw Afghanistan collapsing from 142 for no loss to 166 for 7 in the last 5. So a complete contrast. It's important that the teams put up a good show because... And this is an appeal, and umpire Nasir Hussain raises the finger. So leg spinners have been very valuable for the teams. Farouk here picking up his third. Just given away 20 runs, and what an important spell he has bowled for the UAE team.
Wow, what a catch from Aryan Sharma. That's a difficult catch. That's really good glove work there behind the stumps. And he's got that catch and a wicket to the name of Mohammad Farouk, who gets his third. And the Oman lose their 5th wicket for 127. Hamad Mirza walks out for 1. Yeah, a bit of a nosedive here from Oman. 80 odd and for no wicket, and suddenly they've got 5 down for another 50 added. Mehran Khan, the new batter. Oh, look at that catch again from the keeper. Have a look at this. There, just keeping his eyes on the ball, just following the line.
Yes, pushing one in the gap. Well, there's a big gap. Nobody in the ring in front on the leg side. It's never easy for the keepers while they are at the stumps for the spinners, especially when the batter opts to cut the ball. So it's a brilliant take. Stuck in the webbing. Important that he has had his hands placed in the right place. And Farouk ends his spell. 3 for 21. A brilliant spell. Obviously pulling back the Oman side. And now it's 17 overs gone. 128 for 5 Oman.
Download the ACC app now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Asian Cricket Council TV to watch it live and stay connected wherever you are and follow the games. The big one this evening, India A versus Pakistan A, the Group B game. Well, I've got to correct my mistake. I've given all the credit for that catch to Aryan Sharma. It's Syed Haider behind the stumps. And there is the confirmation to that 49 jersey.
Even he knows the catch that he took is not an easy thing to do. So his celebration shows how satisfied the keeper is. And trying to slash it. So far, clearly the spinners have picked up more wickets, 18 to be exact in this competition. Pacers picking up 14. The economy rate of the spinners is also better. 6.9 has been their economy, and interestingly, leg spinners have picked up 9 of those 18 wickets. Dushan last night picking up 6, and just now we saw Basil, Mohammad Farooq picking up 3 and giving away 21 runs only. So it will be important as we progress in this tournament. Obviously, all the games to be played here. The spinners, whenever this sort of a tournament happens where one ground is being played on, the spinners become more and more effective towards the end. And already they are leading the wicket-taking corner.
You've got to give credit to the UAE bowlers. When they started off 86 for no wicket, it was the 10th over when they got that first wicket. And they were conceding runs in almost 8 and over, but they kept that discipline on. And they've been rewarded with 5 wickets after that in the next 7.4 overs. So it's so important in a T20 game. You get that one opportunity to come back into the game. And that is when you tighten that, create that bottleneck and squeeze the runs away. We saw that yesterday as well against Sri Lanka A and Afghanistan A game. No wicket had fallen for 100 some runs, 42, and then suddenly you see everything dipping down. That's a great delivery. Nothing you can do about it as a bowler, as a batter rather. Right in the block hole. He's trying to work it onto the onside. It was too quick, it was too full to play that shot. And wicket number 6 walks back to the dugout.
Jawadullah there, bowling a perfect Yorker, and the ball going through the legs of the batter, who had no clue when it came and when it hit the stumps. He's a mere spectator. On that occasion, Imran Khan will have to depart. 2 he got of 6 balls, and Oman into further trouble from 86 for no loss to 130 for 6.
Shakil Ahmed. Still 2 overs to go after this. 2 overs and a delivery to be exact. We'll probably look to add another at least 20-25 runs. Get to 150. Nicely played. Should be a couple at least. Well stopped. Very well done.
Sikandar, it's the wicket again. Perfect Yorker. And the bowler Jawadullah absolutely nailed it. And at the end of 18, it's 131 for 6.
Well, right now, if you look at the score, it's within reach. So it only depends on what's going to happen in the next 11 deliveries. If they can just push in those 20 runs, it becomes quite competitive. 150, you'll take that at the end of the innings. even after the initial hiccup. So 149.11 and over. Well, just 2 overs to go. You could fancy your chances with that 4 wickets in hand. Oh, that's a good ball. There's some bat in it. Surely heard 2 sounds, otherwise there would have been trouble.
Well, I quite like this old-fashioned approach in the modern game from the UAE fast bowlers, bowling the block hole deliveries, bowling Yorkers and nailing them, picking up wickets and not allowing freedom to the batters to swing their bats. Just have a look at that. Wonderful execution of the Yorkers, and when bowled correctly, they have their relevance, doesn't matter the format.
You got to give it to Nasir Hussain. He's got it right, bang on. It was very full, but pitched outside leg. Nicely done on that occasion. You see how far across the batter has moved to open that onside up for himself, and he's managed a couple. There you see how he moves across, just opens up that onside, plays it very square.
Yes, bowling length this time and making it easy for the batter to do what he was intending to, work it on the leg side. So Umaid bowling perfect Yorkers otherwise. He can continue to do that, because in that case the bowler will not get any sort of elevation, the batter. At the moment, Oman looking to utilize the remaining balls and maximize whatever they can get. Once again, slow one, and the edge goes straight to the third in the circle. Just the 1 to the total.
The last boundary was hit 22 balls ago. That's a long time in a T20. That's almost 4 overs.
Credit to the bowlers. UAE bowlers have been on top of their game, picking up wickets, not giving runs away. Once again, an edge goes flying over the third in the circle, and this one has gone to the boundary. So, Sikandar, you were just talking about too long ago, and there is a boundary.
Yeah, you need that. You need a bit of luck. You need those edges. You're trying to play that to cross that rope, and eventually on this occasion, after 22 deliveries, they've managed to do that. So that takes them to 140 with 7 balls to go in the innings. And you could try your luck with 4 wickets in hand. You're sure that you can manage to play the full 20? Oh, that's a bad ball. That's a really bad ball to end the over with. Another boundary, easy picking. That gives them a good over. Oman gets 13 of it, 144 for 6. Look at that, the scoring rate, and well, the building blocks suggest only 3 of them which are in those double figures. Otherwise, yes, things have slowed down. You see those dots on top of those small buildings. Those are the wickets. That's played straight and high. There's an opportunity there, but I guess, well, we'll have a second look, but that's full marks for the effort down there at long off. Nilash Keswani, the fielder. Wait for the umpire's signal. We'll have to go upstairs to have a second look for sure.
Yes, it was hit well, and the fielder making a great effort there, trying to pull it back. And there it is on your screens now. And well, I think he's done brilliantly well there. He's saved his side at least 4 runs, taking the catch and going airborne and just throwing the ball back in the field of play. And in the end, managing to save some runs for his side. So Neelaj does it brilliantly, saves his side at least 4 runs over there. And Oman would feel that they could have had 6. But they've run only 1, so he's actually saved 5 runs for his team. So UAE continue to be brilliant in the field. They've taken their catches and they've made efforts which have paid dividends in form of runs saved.
Gone. It's not the first time that Javadul has done that. Right in the block hole. The root of middle stump has been shattered, and that's another wicket. That's 7 down now for 145.
Yes, another brilliantly executed Yorker right in the block hole, and no chance for the batter to get under this one. In fact, he has to go back. It shatters the stumps, and this is the wicket number 7 that falls for Oman. They're 145 for 7.
Left arm or 4 to come.
Muzahir on strike, the new batter for Oman, with 145 runs on the board and 4 deliveries to go in the innings. Oh, he's missed a full toss. He's beaten by pace for sure. Javadullah is on a hat-trick. Muzahir had no idea. I think he's just got a wake-up call. That just crashed into the stumps as a full toss.
Isn't that brilliant? When you talk about lines, obviously not the perfect Yorker, but he is hitting the stumps on regular occasions and having fun with the batter. He can afford to have it because he's ruling at the moment, picking up wickets, nailing Yorkers, and even the full toss isn't missing the timber. Muzahir came and went. It's 145 for 8.
Left arm or 3 to come.
None of the batter walks out. Number 10, Sufyan Mahmood, left-hander. And for the 3rd time in a day and a half, we have a bowler on a hat-trick. So could this be the first hat-trick of this year's Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup? Javadullah is bowling Yorkers, thunderbolts. This time has gone down the leg, so technically he's still on a hat-trick. Well, I'm just being told to keep quiet. No, he won't be.
Well, I think he tried to put the extra effort. There are the wickets that he took, the perfect Yorkers, and then a full toss, which was quick and too good for Muzahir. And obviously on a hat-trick, he put in some extra effort, and in the process, missing the direction, going down the leg, bowling a wide delivery.
Bowler is ready.
Two more balls to go for Oman. And some support for the home team. We're having a close watch on their side's performance. It's not a bad total. Yeah, maybe 2 more deliveries, cross 150. It's in the air, it'll go over the fielder and covers, might go to the boundary and just might die out. Yes, it does. So they've managed to get 2 more. I would have pushed for 3.
Well, just one short of 150, but from where they were, talk about the opening partnership, then certainly they would feel that they are missing out on a few runs. But at the moment, anything that comes their way is of value. And this was again a good fielding effort. Getting the ball back in the field of play. Saving his side a couple of runs. Shakil to face the last delivery. And a 6 would take them to 155.
Clever, slower one. They're going for a bye and they'll complete it. So they get that 150 that we were talking about. Exact 150 on the board at the end of 20 overs for the loss of 8 wickets. Oman, the home team in Group B, after being asked to bat first, had a brilliant start with the 86 for no wicket and then started losing them one after another, trying to get a bigger score. Will still probably be happy with 150 on the board. They'll take that and create a match of it.
Once again, the bowlers ruling in the last 5 overs. 30 runs they gave, took 5 wickets and controlled the innings. The UAE bowlers did. They bowled brilliantly. Yorkers, changes of pace. The spinners doing a good job and ending the innings of Oman on 150 for 8. Coming back from 86 for no loss and then bringing Oman down to 150 for 8 is a brilliant effort on part of the bowlers. And now their batters have a target which they would fancy to chase down.
You see the start, 54-32 from the openers there. That's the bigger chunk there. Then they started losing wickets in like dominoes. They still managed that 150 mark, which I feel is a good total. They can challenge the UAE with that.
Yes, credit to the bowlers. Farooq in the end picking up 3 wickets for 21 was the highlight. Jawadullah bowling brilliantly, executing Yorkers, 21 runs. He also gave and picked up 3 wickets with 12 dot balls and 13 to Farooq. And both the new ball bowlers picking up a wicket each. And with a decent economy of 7.75 each, controlling the innings in the last 5 overs and restricting Oman to 150 for 8.
The 2 bowlers, Jawadullah and Farooq, bowled exactly the same figures. 3 for 21 and 3 for 21. And 1 for 31 and 1 for 31 for Nilansh and Umeed. Identical twins. Time for us to head down and join one of the players from the UAE.
Thank you, Sikandar. We've got Mohammad Farooq of UAE with us. Farooq, you were excellent today, especially in adapting to the conditions. Tell us a bit about Amir Kaleem's wicket, because he was going well at that time.
Amir Kaleem, I forget the batsman, but
the first
one, like we know the condition well here. Like we played in a qualifier, so we know the condition well. So the length and variations we know well.
What did the captain tell you? Because there was an opening stand in front of you. Someone had to bring that breakthrough.
Yeah, captain told me like you are the only bowler who can give me the breakthrough. So he believed in me and Alhamdulillah I deliver on time.
Looks like you're working on a slider as well. Lots of variations coming up.
Yeah, on this kind of wicket you have to bowl a good slider, so it works.
And finally, how does it feel to be with this bunch representing UAE?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy and it's a proud moment, like all our talented guys. So make a place in those guys is a good achievement for me as well.
You were fantastic today and all the very best for the second innings for 151.
Thank you. Thank you.
151 is what the UAE needs at 7.5 runs and over. Shouldn't be difficult, but we're waiting for a good contest. Don't go too far. More action coming up. Welcome to the action on Oman Cricket Academy. Day 2 of the men's T20 Emerging Asia Cup, and you've got the Oman and the UAE sides locking horns with each other. It's the home side versus the UAE. A quick look at the two sides after the playing 11 was decided, and it was the UAE who won the toss. They said they're going to be fielding first, and being led by Jatinder, Oman's team. And got fairly some new players and some usual suspects. It will be depending on. It will be spinners that the sides will look out for, because they have been very, very crucial in this tournament, as what we've seen. Quick look at the UAE side. And they won the toss and they've decided to bowl first. Basil, their captain. We've got Mayank, Vishnu, Rahul, been around in the team for a while. We've got Nilansh, all-rounder. Javadullah, good with the ball, and so is Omid. Welcome back to the Oman Cricket Academy. It's Oman versus UAE, and 151 is what the UAE needs in their allotted 20 overs at 7.55. Second time we see 150 score being put up. Yesterday it was chased. We'll have to wait and see if UAE can do that. This is Oman's batting with Jatinder and Amir opening, and they had a very good partnership between each other, 86 runs. And then after that, UAE bowlers came back. 150 for 8 is what Oman managed.
Yes, it all began pretty positively for Oman. The captain Jatinder looking fabulous with the bat in hand, pulling up a few huge sixes, and on the other side, the other opener, Amir Kaleem, also hitting the big balls. Both of them had a pretty good time, and the fielders, well, they were brilliant as well, making brilliant attempts, taking their catches. And meanwhile, Jatinder and Amir both went on well to get their team to 86, and then this happened. Leg spinner came in, and then the wickets started to fall. Amir holding out to the deep square leg, and then we saw a batter come in, Karan, starting with a 6, but did not last for longer. And the catches then kept on coming, and the fielders kept accepting them. And the spinners, they really came into effect, blocked the runs, and also picked up wickets, creating chances and pulling things back for the UAE. The catching in the deep was particularly good by the UAE. A couple of good strokes along the way, but not many. The fielders were doing their best to save runs and also take the catches, and one for the keeper. That was a brilliant take. And in the end, we saw some very good Yorkers, perfectly executed block hole deliveries, and hitting the timber was Javadullah every now and then, and this was a pacey full toss. And the batter, Muzahid, did not have any idea.
Yeah, the bowling figures very identical. Nilansh and Omid, 1 for 31 each. And then you look at the spinners, Javadullah, Farooq and Javadullah, 3 for 21 each. Good job done by the disciplined UAE bowling attack. All set with 7.5 runs and over, what UAE requires to get that 151. It's going to be in action. Very important how the power play goes. If the Oman bowlers can grab a wicket or two in the power play, they can surely fancy their chances of taking this game deep.
UAE in hot pursuit of 151. They've done exceptionally well to come back into the game. Remember, the first 10 overs of this match belonged to Oman. But the manner in which they've got back into this contest with some disciplined bowling and tidy fielding, they'll want to believe that a young UAE side have all the ingredients and the goods to put it past this Oman team as well. Match number 3 on day 2. We're coming to you live from the Oman Cricket Academy as UAE batters have made their way to the middle. And they'll need 151 in 20 overs at a required rate of little over 7.5. Hot and humid conditions in this part of the world. A Group B contest over here. We have India, Pakistan lined up later in the evening as well. Lots to play for at this picturesque venue. And a very good afternoon to Dev Watmore as well.
Thank you, Mikhail. This total's not going to be easy to get, I don't think. It's a little bit above par score, but statistics will tell you. As we see Tanish Suri, one of the opening batsmen, only 19 years of age. It's great to see. What a terrific effort for him to develop in games like this. So statistics will tell you that the side batting second wins a lot more, as we see Shakil Ahmed with ball in hand, left arm spin bowler to the right hand batsman, as they all say. What's the matchup?
Early signs of aggression. What a way to get off the mark and get your first runs on the board as well. That's a very fine hit by Mayank. A touch too full, and he launches into this one.
It looks like just a clear of mind, see the ball, hit the ball. I think a little bit too full too. And I got a sense that the batsman is a tall boy, and tall batsmen generally favour down the ground. And that's a good shot. Look at that. Cleared the boundary by quite a bit.
6 in the city over here to begin with for Mayank and UAE. That's a very fine hit. Immediately you'll see a few changes in the field as well. I've seen a lot of Shakil Ahmed in recent times, Dev. He likes to hurry the batters. He likes to bowl it quick and flat. You don't really associate turn with him. He just likes to attack the stumps. You miss, I hit. We'll take a look at that 6 once again. Wonderful follow through of the bat. Fast wrist as well. Quick hands. Very full on that occasion.
Now it's Tanish's turn. Let's see what he can do. That's a good shot. Nice and straight though, wasn't it? You know, like if you're bowling stump to stump, then you need to present the full face of the bat, otherwise you're in trouble. Here we go. Nice full face of the bat. And he timed it pretty well too.
Yeah, as a batter, you really don't want to play for the turn when you're facing Shakil Ahmed. Ideally, you want to play a medium pacer up front. That's how quickly he runs in and hurls the ball at the batter.
Well, that's right. You just don't want... There's been a few of those around too, I have to say. But you don't want to be hit on the pad. So if it's not turning, it's generally going to come in with the arm as well. So you need to play with the bat.
Yeah, he's been watchful here. Tanish, very exciting young batter. Certainly come up the ranks. Did play some handy innings. We'll take a look at Shakil Ahmed's rhythm and action as well.
Well, that's just a very simple little 4 or 5 step and into his little left arm orthodox. That's the end of the over. 7 runs from it.
A relatively young UAE side. Mayank and Tanish opening the innings have accumulated 7 in that first over. It's going to be Muzahir Raza from the Combox end in over number 2. Seen quite a few firsts today. I'll get to that. We'll quickly take a look at what Muzahir Raza also has done in his career. He's been an exciting prospect. I've seen him in the D10s and D20s that's been played in Oman, the domestic 20s and tournaments. He's certainly been looked upon as a bowler who can crank up the pace over a period of time. We saw quite a few firsts today. Dev, Muzahir Raza, who's bowling right now, was out of the very first ball. Karan Sonavle hit a 6 of the very first ball that he faced, and Mayank sometime back got a 6 of his first ball as well. And I got to call a 6 of the first ball as well, Dev.
And I get to watch the first ball get deposited for a 6. 3 interesting pieces of information. Thank you, Anirudh, our statistician. Very good.
Yeah, just want to believe that both these sides are very even on paper, and 150 is a very gettable target as well. The surface does get better to bat on.
Well, it does, but I've still got a feeling it's going to be a close finish. Time will tell, as your bowler that you've nicely described. He's bowling nice and straight, not giving anything away. No width. Length is good. Line is also very good. So he started well, hasn't he?
Yeah, Mayank has looked good. He's middled the ball really well. And Tanish, little watchful, tentative. It's not raining. Just a confirmation. Is just about hiding away from the heat as well. It's very oppressive, this heat out here. Never easy if you're an athlete.
Those umbrellas come in handy, don't they? Not just because of the rain. Where I come from, Sri Lanka, there's also very, very important piece of the kit. Got to have the umbrella, heat or rain. Now he's got to finish this over well, hasn't he? He's bowled 4 deliveries, only got 1 run hit off it. And very important now that the next 2 are dot balls if he can manage it. If not, singles, don't give the boundary.
You mentioned Sri Lanka, Dev. Quite a love affair, Sri Lanka and Dev Watmore.
Absolutely, I love it. It's my hometown. I was born there. I'm a 3rd generation. And I'm very comfortable. I love the weather, the heat, the smells, the food. People are very friendly. Cricket team's getting a bit better too now.
Yeah, it's a lovely place, Sri Lanka. I've been a couple of times, enjoyed it as well. And finally, Thanissuri's off the mark as well. That'll certainly ease his nerves. He just needs to play second fiddle at the moment. His partner at the other end is looking very good.
Here we go. 1 ball left. This is so important with every over. 1 ball left. Important for bowlers to start the over well and finish the over well. But if you get a boundary in that first ball, then you have to look to maximise as best you can. So here we go. This is the last ball of the second over. Score at 9 for none.
Some changes in the field as well. Mid-wicket is pushing back for Mayank, who's looked very good. And cover sweeper comes in to short cover inside the 30-yard circle. 5 on the off inside. And he plays it towards mid-on for a quick single. They'll need to be sharp here, Oman. They can't allow easy runs. It's been a quiet second over. It's 10 for no loss. Right, if you're on your iOS and Android right now, all you need to do is download the ACC app right away and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, Asian Cricket Council TV, to watch all the action live from the Oman Cricket Academy. Coming to you live from this wonderful location as Mayank once again plays it wide of the fielder at long off. Dev, have you downloaded the app, the ACC app?
Of course, and my family's downloaded it too. I hope.
Nicely played in that last delivery. Just a little bit of a misfield by Mehran Khan at mid-on. They don't need to do anything silly at the moment. The UAE batters, they have the target in mind and very much in their grasp as well. That's Mohammad Nadeem, another senior pro, 42 years of age. Well, he's been a journeyman in Oman cricket.
And he's still playing wonderful effort. You know, age is a number, isn't it, really? I mean, he played pretty well in what he did today.
Takes it on the full, says thank you very much, and deposits over the cow corner region as well. Mayank is in the zone and he's been held by some ordinary bowling as well in the middle.
That was not the best delivery by the bowler. I'm sure he would be very upset with that, with himself. Have a look at this. Here he goes. Nice, gentle, full toss. Middle and leg, just travelling even further down the leg. It was just asking to be hit. I'm sure he'd be very upset with himself for that one.
That's Mehran Khan, got 3 wickets against Namibia in that final over in the World Cup that went into the super over. Straight to the bowler, and it's a soft dismissal. Mayank, after hitting a 6, he has to depart. Shakil strikes, gets his man, has the last laugh and the bragging rights. Much needed breakthrough here for Oman, and they're delighted.
That's a real lazy shot at what I'm seeing here. Have a look at this. Back of a length, and he's just pushed it straight back. I don't know whether the ball stopped on him or... But that really was a lazy shot. Unfortunately, he's just cut himself short of what I thought he was going to get a decent score. 18 for 1, 2.4 overs bowled. Here we go. That's quite safe. Yeah, he's no problem. No ball.
I'll have to wait and watch if he had those fingers underneath the ball while grabbing it. This is a very fair angle and a very good catch as well. Got down just in time. He knew it from the moment he pouched it and took off as well in no time. That's a very good wicket here and a big one as well. Shakil Ahmed strikes in his second. And it's a fine strike by Oman. We'll have to wait for the decision to show up on the big screen as well. And there it is. The marching order has been given to Mayank. He departs for 16 and 9. UAE lose their first wicket for the score of 18 runs. And just when UAE were looking good, they had a brilliant start in the first 2 overs, and just when Mayank was flexing his muscles, he lost his wicket and he's back in the dugout. And this means Vishnu Sukumaran walks out, a 33-year-old batter with a strike rate of 120 plus and a best of 50. Just the 150 for him in his 10 matches. Certainly he'll want to prove himself at this stage.
Strike rate of 121 is not the worst. So he will be really trying hard, I'm sure, to improve those figures.
That's in the air once again, just falls wide of the fielder at long gone. If that's any indication of what's the mindset of the batters, well, Vishnu certainly gave a glimpse of that. Just threw his bat, but that was the dismissal of Mayank. Very soft by the end of it.
Yes, I'm sure he wouldn't want to see that replay too often. But now we have the right-hander back on strike. And that's an edge, but it's going to fall safely for a single. And that's the end of the over. So 3 overs bowled, 20 runs for 1 wicket.
Pulls it handsomely. That's a very nice shot, and that'll help Tanish's confidence as well. Looking very good in front of the wicket, and this time got into position quickly as well.
I'm not sure that the bowler meant to do that, because look at it, it's just come up beautifully, just waist high and asking to be hit. And there was a swivel of the body too, which is the correct technique to use when you're playing a fast bowler or in the full shot. Very good at
This one's just over covers. May have got some fingers on it as well. And Tanish will come back for his second. He's living dangerously at the moment. And he's taking on Muzahir, the youngster. Very exciting fast bowler in Oman. This boy, I've seen him a lot in the Oman D10s and D20s.
It looked like he didn't quite time it, did he? But he had enough momentum on that downswing to get it over the fielder. But certainly wasn't to the pitch of it, so there's an element of risk when you start to play those shots. Still, 2 runs.
Leans into this one. There's protection in the deep. He'll get a single. We're talking about Muzahir. Quite an animated character when he gets going with wickets. We've seen many bowlers who really like to give a send-off to batters. I've seen him do that. His all-time favourite, Imran Khan, the great legend of Pakistan. Cricketing ambition to be the best all-rounder. And favourite cricket match, India versus Pak 2017 Champions Trophy final. He'll have a small little precursor and glimpse of a match similar to that in the match that's coming up later on as well. Imran Khan, well, he certainly... Dev, you can say more about that.
Yeah, what a player, what an all-rounder, what a leader, a captain of a World Cup winning team. And I was fortunate to be at the ground to watch it. And at his press conference after, that's a nicely timed shot that'll go all the way to the boundary. Again, short and a little bit of width, but you still got to time it, you know, and that was a proper cricket shot. Well done, son.
Yes, sometime in all the carnage, all you need to do is just bring a little bit of class and elegance as well. T20 cricket is not about the big hits and the power hits. It's also about the deft touches, nicely accessing the gaps over there. Beautifully done by Vishnu Sukumaran. We understand they have a target to chase of 150. But is there a sense of urgency for that, or they can really time this chase of theirs as well and pace it well?
If you're losing wickets, though, Mikhail, it's going to be very difficult. So keeping wickets intact, but also being positive. Oh, good shot. Straight to the fielder. Those a lot of fielders on that offside. So yes, you got to be positive, but you got to also be mindful that you don't want to lose wickets. And here it is coming up. A lot of people are looking forward to this game. I am one of them, and it won't be long before it happens. It's been terrific, regardless of what age group or you know what format. This game always produces a lot of interest.
And they're turning up in numbers already. Gets an inside edge, finds up in the circle, does well to block that. 11 runs of the 4th over. It's been a good one for UAE. 31 for 1. After the early loss of Mayank, it's been good repair work so far by Tanish and Vishnu. They've added 13, but hard work to do in the middle for them. Vishnu has looked good, and so has Tanish, as Shakil Ahmed comes on to bowl his 3rd over. Successful second one, got the wicket of Mayank. That's a very good hit, good use of the feet, and that'll travel the distance as well and disappear into the administrative box of the Oman Cricket Academy. Talk about disdain, talk about conviction and footwork. And young Tanish is showing all of it.
It's a lovely shot by Tanish. A full advance down the pitch. Look at this. Bang, he got to the pitch of it. Eyes on the ball. And got a lot of wood on that impact. And look at it. It sailed right into that first level. Great shot. That's the start of what could be a decent over for them. So first ball, 6 runs. Let's have a look what happens with the rest of it over now.
I like this approach by the youngster. Does not want to allow the bowlers to dominate him in the middle. Yeah, watchful, just dragging that length a little back. Much better.
It's almost predictable, isn't it? I think the batsman should predict that. Always happens when you hit the bowler down the ground, the next one is more likely to be back of a length. So if you take that step back, ready for it, you could have turned that into an attacking shot. Never mind. 6 runs, 2 balls.
Wonderful hit. Brilliant ball striking here. That's disappeared. That's gone into turf too. Gets into position quickly, does Tanish. Gets onto that right knee. And what a shot. Well, this man is certainly turning it on in the middle.
He's certainly taking a liking to this left arm spinner. That's not turning, mind you. Have a look. Wow. Gee, that was just a wonderful slog sweep, we call that. Where eyes on the ball, head down, and very, very clean contact. And that actually went a long way into that second ground on the leg side.
He's not holding back. He's putting the pressure back on the fielding side. You can sense it as well. And he's been a picture of concentration and focus. Young Tanish Suri, 22 and 14. Elegant. And talk about being effective with the bat, with the big hits, and elegant as well with the sublime shots. He's dished out everything in the middle.
Nicely controlled, eh? Hit a boundary, take a single. That's a very good way to approach it also. Give your partner a chance to score some runs also. Oman scored, what, 53 for none in the first 6 overs? And UAE, UAE now, what are they? 44 for 1. So they're motoring along okay as well.
That was quick. Was there an edge on that? Shakil Ahmed's not happy with the wicket-keeper. They'll race away to the ropes as well. Runs been given. Yes, there was a faint edge. And Hamad Mirza missed out on that one. It's raining 6s and 4s at the moment, and UAE making merry in the middle.
Well, that's 17 runs. That was a very good over for UAE. Yes, it's an edge, healthy edge. That ran all the way down. So, you know, when you get a boundary in that very first ball, there's a good chance the over could be getting away from the bowling team. Yep, 17 runs, wonderful. Last ball, very important now for Oman to salvage something. Yes, well bowled.
It's been a very good over. 17 runs coming off over number 5. The first 5 has truly belonged to UAE. 48 for 1.
Change.
48 for 1 in 5 overs. Download the ACC app now. iOS and Android. Look at your phone, whichever one that you have. Scan that QR code because you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can catch all the live action at Asian Cricket Council TV. And follow us on Instagram as well at the Asian Cricket Council for updates regularly. Talking about the watertight technique, none better than Tanish Suri as an example. He's one of those batters who's shown that you could have wonderful technique and still score runs at the rate that he's doing. So 150.
Well, yes, it's brilliant to be good at both. You see, in the coaching language, the attacking shots are extension of the defensive strokes, and a batter with good technique can adapt to more conditions than compared to somebody who's restricted to a certain role on a certain type of pitches. So that opens up endless opportunities for batters who are, built on a platform that is technically strong. And Danish has looked $1 million. Whenever he's had the opportunity, he's put the big one, deposited it way outside the boundary, and when the ball hasn't been there, so he's been able to rotate the strike, keeping things simple, getting runs.
Just 19 years of age, Danish. Mr. Paul Sheridan enjoying the game. That's a smile would spread on his face if a wicket falls here. His partnership 31 of 16. Oh, that's gone through.
Hit hard, straight to the cover fielder in the ring who was fielding on the square. It's never easy, but at this level, you expect the fielders to block these sorts of shots. It's 50 up for UAE. Both the batters looking good, especially Danish, 24 of 16, and now he'll take strike. And I hope the commentator's curse keeps away from him.
Such an exciting talent to watch, Danish Suri, especially when he gets going with a bat in hand. He knows how to maintain innings together. He knows how to build an innings together. Picks and chooses the ones that he wants to send sailing, and does all that with great conviction and class. Oh, that was a poor delivery. And couple that with poor fielding, it will go for 4.
Oman can't afford that. Fielders are, letting the bowlers down over here. And twice inside the same over, one cost them just the 1 run. This time it's 4 runs. And the bowler, he will feel extremely unlucky. It was a straightforward piece of fielding which should have been done easily. But 4 runs to UAE. They march on, 54 for 1 they are. And
last ball of the power play. Really well played. Will pick up a single. Good cricket all around. 6 gone, 55 for 1. And then the marquee event, India A taking on Pakistan A. And it'll be live from Oman Cricket Academy with crowd brimming and excitement at all-time high and rivalries being rekindled on the cricket ground. Currently, we have UAE play Oman, and in 6 overs, 55 for 1 UAE in their reply. They've been practicing really hard. India, Rahul Chahar there. Abhishek Sharma, if he gets going. Sai Kishore, he's shown that he's captaincy material too. Even in Tamil Nadu Premier League, terrific to watch.
Yes, some very super talented cricketers going to face each other tonight, and this is the Pakistan contingent. And you can see the captain Mohammad Haris going through his keeping routines. Heather Ali over there with a bat in hand. And there's young Qasim Akram, Zaman Khan, very accurate in the death overs, and Sufyan Mukim, the left arm wrist spinner. He's been exceptional recently in the domestic cricket. So a good game coming up, a match of matches. And I'm sure you won't find many seats empty once we cross the time 5:30.
Yeah, it'll be a jostle for the seats. Previous winners in Emerging Cup, India under 23s The runner-ups were Pakistan under-23, the runner-up. Surya Kumar Yadav, the skipper, has gone on to wear the India jersey later on. Angelo Pereira tasted success with the Sri Lanka under-23 side as a skipper. Samu Ashan was there for Sri Lanka as well. Pakistan have done it twice in 2019 and 2023, the E side and A side respectively. India came close in the 2023 encounter.
Slightly different though this time. It's a different format. It's a T20 format. And India coming up with lots of experienced players having the experience of representing India and playing the IPL. One of the top, or the top, at the top, you see, to talk about leagues around the world, IPL holds this #1 spot over there.
Right, there's been great exposure to cricket and cricketers from the international level as they come through the ranks to eventually represent India A at this stage.
So this is the moment when Pakistan became the champions previously in Sri Lanka and winning the big game. And what made it big was they were facing India in the finals and putting up a brilliant show. Tayyib Tahir there in the picture was the man of the final, scoring that 100, coming in at the fall of the 5th wicket and scoring a brilliant century. And then Arshad Iqbal picking up 5 wickets, taking Pakistan across the line. Back to the game. It's UAE 56 for 1 and Oman looking to pick up wickets.
Nadeem's all set. Oh, once that single was a little late to call. A clean collect could have made for an interesting story, but Muzahir, they need to latch on to those half opportunities here, Oman, and that's exactly what Jatinder would be telling these boys.
Yes, exactly. You can't be that loose in the field. You've got to stop those singles. You've got to create opportunities. You've got to take the half chances. You're defending only 150 runs. But at the moment, the Oman fielding is letting the bowlers down and is making the job of the UAE batters much easier.
Muzahir Raza is on debut in his T20. Very stylishly played away. Gets the single. Captain himself was after it. Jatinder.
Yes, Tanish there, not really timing this one. Lucky that it went over the fielder's head. Wasn't an opportunity for the fielder. Just fetching him a single. And Nadeem would feel a touch unlucky. But Tanish has looked good. 31 of 21 he is, and Vishnu is 11 of 9. Both players building up a solid partnership. Already 40 they've got of 23 deliveries.
This is where Nadeem is so good. He watches the batter till the last moment and he's taking cues as to what are the shot options for the batter.
Well, that's a very important trait to have, especially in this format of T20 cricket, where you need to anticipate well. And these are the few fielding efforts which definitely could have been better. Especially this one was a regulation straightforward, not even a very hardly hit stroke. And then what could have been an aim at the stumps, it never came about.
Very good delivery. The pace at which he's bowling as well is keeping the batter enticed for a bigger shot, but the ball's moving a little bit in the air.
Yes, it's such a good cricket pitch here at the Oman cricket ground, Oman Cricket Academy. It offers a bit to everybody. You bowl in the right channels. As a fast bowler, you get something of this pitch. As a spinner, you give some air, you get the turn and the bounce. And as a batter, if you're prepared to go through the hard yards, you get the opportunities to score big.
Nadeem's persistent with the angle that he's creating. He's making the batters play. The only problem for him right now is that Tanish Suri is well set. He's bowling to 2 set batters. And just like that, with a lot of real estate on the leg side, a single that'll go unchallenged. 7 gone, 60 for 1. Oman were asked to bat first after UAE flipped the coin in their favour, you could say. 150 for rate for Oman at the end of their allotted 20. Jatinder and Amir set the base nicely for a big finish towards the end. Nadeem managed 20 of 16 to add respectability to the total. UAE a 60 for 1 in reply after 7 overs. Plethora of experience. Amir Kaleem, 38 wickets in 47 games.
Good start, Amir bhai.
Yes, we've seen the left-arm spinners not giving the ball any sort of air, just darting it in, flat trajectory, and just wanting to bowl tight, stump to stump. And this is where the batters have also capitalized. Anything offline or in their zone, they've gone big, and the connections have been good because the pace has been provided by the spinners. Why the leg spinners have been different, their economies have been better, they've picked up more wickets is because they've given the ball air, a chance to spin, and that is where the batters have been deceived. Something not done by the left-arm finger spinners.
Can Amir Kaleem change that? He's been the first in so many ways. He's one figure who's very much looked up to in Oman by so many cricketers. He's currently involved in coaching young talents as well at the Oman Cricket Academy. So he understands the kind of talent coming through the ranks as well. And after his knee surgery, the way he's made a comeback, he showed the world he can play cricket at this level. And he's been excellent in the shorter format of late. Look at the domestic leagues.
Surely he knows which length to bowl. He's just hitting the deck hard as a spinner. And this is the first initial 6 overs, the power play. And we saw some big strokes, then we saw a soft dismissal. And then it was the left-hander and Tanish, Vishnu and Tanish building up this partnership, and Tanish going beautifully over the boundary a couple of times. And there is the wicket. Tanish coming down the track and missing the ball altogether, and the keeper doing the rest.
Tanish has been asked to wait. I think this is a review from the umpire. 33 or 25 for Tanish. Has his innings been curtailed, or will he continue? All eyes on the big screen. Here is Kaleem. No problemo. No problem with the bowler's front foot. And lots of problem with the batter's back foot.
Well, I'm still guessing what was being checked because it was so comfortable. The bowler, his foot was completely behind the line, and the batter was out by some distance. Keeper doing a good job. And it's 62 for 2 as Tanish leaves on 33.
मैच पकड़ना बॉय, चलो बहुत रन है अभी, बहुत रन। रेडी, एक नंबर। हाँ अच्छा लाए थे आमिर भाई, अच्छा लाए थे आप, अच्छा लाए थे, कैच लिया आपने।
62 for 2. And Amir Kaleem was introduced by the captain, yearning for a wicket, and he's provided the breakthrough. And he's picked up the big wicket of Tanish Suri, enticing him to go for a big shot, getting his bails robbed. Out comes Rahul Chopra, 103 runs in 15 matches. Very flamboyant when he gets going. Did a lot of cricket back in Delhi as well.
Yes, 36 is his highest score, an average of 20, so he needs to put up a good show. The equation is pretty simple. 89 required to win from 73 balls, unless UAE start to mess it up by losing wickets and doing what isn't required. At the moment, Amir bowling well. He's bowling to his limitations. He just did not give anything to the batters to hit. And in the end, Tanish opting to take the risk and paying the price.
ओए यार लवली आमिर भाई,
Solid defense. 8 overs gone, 62 for 2. The openers have been dismissed. Mayank and Tanish find themselves back in the hut, but not without adding 33. Tanish Suri, Mayank 16 of just 9. Before it was a soft dismissal that sent him back to the hut. Shakil took the catch of his own bowling. Here's Nadeem, the master of middle overs. Doesn't really matter if it's a 50-over format or a T20 game. He's a master of middle overs. Today he's been asked to bowl before the first 10.
Yeah, just have a look at that. He didn't have the length to go. He just opted to take a risk because Amir was giving nothing away. So Tanish trying to create something all by himself failed. And the experienced Kaleem took the wicket and responded to his captain. Well, it's not a belter. The pitch description is not of a batting belter. So the batters, once they are set, they need to take the responsibility. What we have seen happen frequently is batter gets set and then throw it all away. And it is important in, doesn't matter which format you play, but if you have your eye and if you're middling the ball and the pitch has its own challenges, then you got to carry on. It's of utmost importance for a batter to take the responsibility. No shot was on. It was just a premeditated sort of a walk to down the track, hoping that the ball would be there.
Just the attempt of that shot from Suri. Up until that point, he hadn't played a single shot in anger. Everything was so composed, everything was so calm. It was a treat to watch. That single shot that he attempted to play that got him out, perhaps is a grammatical error in the poem that he was writing.
Yeah, beautifully explained, Sahas, but I think full marks to the bowler for not giving a single ball, taking him out of his comfort zone. And he's very young, Tanish, 19 years old, as you said. So when you're that young, very rarely do you think that deep while batting. Mostly your emotions take over. What Amir Bhai very famously calls the exuberance of youth. It takes over. And now,
I'll tell you what, exuberance of youth took over. When you look at the bowler's reaction, Amir Kaleem at 41. Oh, big appeal and given. Nadeem's provided another breakthrough. And that means it's going to be Rahul going without troubling the scorers.
Trouble for UAE. Back-to-back wickets. Wickets falling in clusters help no batting sides. And there we see on our screens once again a straightforward ball, and he's played all over it. And all he's done is miss a straightforward delivery, just angling in the stumps. And Nadeem gets the reward for bowling the right channels, trying to target the stumps. And Rahul now will have to leave without troubling the scorers. A duck of the second ball. 3 for 64.
Let's take case covering. Right, more 3 to come.
64 for 3 and 8.3. Haidar's come out to bat, and suddenly he realized the inheritance of a partnership that they were thinking of, that hasn't happened. UAE suddenly lose 2 wickets together. A stutter at 62, then a stutter at 64. Syed Haider, 38 runs, an average of 19. This 50s and 100s, they haven't started to tick in this format, but I'm very sure with his batting caliber, it's not too far away. Today is an opportunity, but he's up against Nadeem, who has a plethora of experience.
Very impressive with his line and length, very consistent. and just something new came up. As we just talked about a batter getting out on a duck and not troubling the scorers, a gentleman named Aware Zia, just on my left, he says, I'm troubled. When the batter doesn't score, he gets troubled. So he's one scorer who has put up his hand, it says there's trouble for me when the batter gets out early. And it's heat, the sun is beating down, he's wearing a jumper, so he's troubled when the rest of the country is wearing half sleeves, he's wearing a jumper. So he gets troubled with things which normally people don't get troubled with.
A second ball duck. Oh, big appeal once again. Now Nadeem's appealing like it's his birthright. But there was a bit of bat on it. Vishnu knew that's exactly why he's breathing easy. But what an over this is transpiring to be here. Just 3 runs and a wicket already. And more questions asked, less answers to get.
Inside edge clearly there, and the umpire making the right call. But definitely sometimes the bowlers, they get excited, and other times it's a ploy as well to keep the batters still where they are, deny them the run, make the appeal so loud and dramatic that the batter just keeps watching the umpire, whether the finger is going to come up or not.
You want drama? Wait for the next game as well. Now that day is not far when the batters will start to come out with earplugs. Will pick that single up. Vishnu will retain strike. 9 gone. 66 for 3 UAE. Really well done.
Number 7, Ahmed to continue.
66 for 3 in 9 overs. Amir Kaleem has been asked to continue his services with the ball in hand from the commentary box end. And why not? He's picked up a wicket. And that too of Tanish Suri, who was going so well. Then Rahul got out to Nadeem. Not in great control as he's played this shot. And will be pouched. Kaleem's picking up a wicket. Every time he's coming onto ball, it's looking like he is someone looking very, very dangerous. But all that he's done is let the ball do its thing once it leaves his hand. Karan takes the catch. And Oman are back in the game.
Big time, that is. Again bowling the same line, the same length, asking the batter to take the risk. And who was willing to do so, could not execute the big stroke and is in further trouble. I think he's pulled up a hamstring or a calf. The doctor would know. But on the other hand, Amir Kaleem, he's being superb for his team, picking up wickets, not giving anything away to the batters. And our Oman back in this game, 66 for 4, UAE in a spot of bother.
It's time to replenish fluids. UAE 66 for 4. At one stage, they were 62 for 1. Remember that. And then 62 for 2, 64 for 3, 66 for 4. For every 2 runs they're scoring, they're losing a wicket. Yeah, Mayank and Tanish got off to a start that'll be called decent. 18 runs is what they put together before Mayank departed. Tanish stayed on, continued the assault. Vishnu was providing lovely pair of hands, the extra pair of hands required for Tanish to get UAE going towards the target. Suddenly, both of them find themselves back in the hut, and Rahul didn't trouble the scorers at all.
He did trouble, yeah, on our left. He did get trouble. So always remember. And these are the highlights of the batters playing the few strokes that went across the line. And then this was a soft dismissal. Mayank Kumar getting out. And then Vishnu came in. He joined Tanish, who played a few wonderful strokes. Down on one knee, hitting it big. And then this outside edge, fetching them 4 runs. And then this wicket. Amir coming in, bowling tight. And Nadeem also. Both the bowlers forming a partnership, tying down the batters. And not giving anything away to the UAE batters. And this is the latest casualty. Trying to go big. The ball wasn't there. and nicely taken by the fielder at long on. So this is the bowling card, and Amir and Nadeem have been brilliant. This is 2 wickets for Amir, 1 for Nadeem and 1 for Shakil up front. He's bowled 3 for 34, expensive, but he picked up Mayank. Muzahir was alright. Mehran just the 1 over for 7 runs. And meanwhile, the 2 chief destroyers so far, Nadeem and Amir.
So 150 for 8 is what Oman managed with the bat in hand. And they said 1-5-1 UAE would be pronounced winners. They are tottering at 66 for 4 suddenly after being comfortably placed at one stage at 62 for 1. 85 of 65 and it's game on. You write off Oman at your own peril. They find ways to come back into the game, and they said if it's our backyard, we won't let it go by that easily. A country that never stops to disappoint you, a country that will never tell you that mystery is over, mystique is over. This endless skies will always charm you, be it underwater, be it the wildlife that you enjoy, a flag that never frowns but flies high when the wind is blowing. That's Oman for you, and frankincense will always be found in the air. And support arrives if you're in Oman Cricket Academy for this beautiful sport of cricket. 66 for 4. Basil decides to walk out. Experience with a bat in hand, yes. 813 runs in 67 matches, 2 half centuries at crucial times. And he's also got the experience of playing franchise cricket, so knows the format really well.
What we've seen is around 3 batters in the top 4 averaging 20 or less, and this is somewhere a concern for any batting side, because they need some sort of partnership, some sort of an innings from a player who can carry on playing and get them into the last few runs or the last few overs. A set player is so valuable, but what we are seeing is players get in and get out, and credit to Amir and Nadeem, the way they have bowled, consistently hitting their lines and lengths and asking the batters to take the risk, who haven't been successful at executing the shots that they've opted for, holding out to the fielders, and the fielders starting to respond for Oman. Initially, they didn't do much well, but recently they've taken the chances. The keeper has taken the stumping. We've seen 2 good catches on the boundary lines, and now UAE find themselves in a place where 2 batters need to put up a decent show.
मेरी थोड़ा बाहर है ना इधर. Please, left arm down. Play. Way, Amir bhai.
And Amir Kaleem continues to keep it tight. Wicket to wicket with a hint of turn. And that seems to do the trick for Amir. Plethora of experience. Basil, he's got to find a way to get going.
Perks of the experience. And he's bowled tight lines, tight lengths. Just hasn't offered them the length that the batters ideally like to go big. Just have a look at his bowling. Pitching it further away from the batters, asking them to take the risk, and they haven't been successful. Just 3 runs he's given away so far. Picked up a couple of wickets. And his spell will be of great value to how Oman finished this game. Now you can listen to the fielders. They're chirping. Their noise is high. They got their tails up. And UAE now definitely need a partnership.
Certainly, singles are not that bad. As far as UAE are concerned, they need to rebuild this innings. Amir has wreaked havoc in the 11 balls that he's bowled so far. He's given away just 5 and come back with 2 wickets already. Oh, that's a good shot. 70 for 4. Amir Kaleem continues to keep it tight.
Right, the big one coming up next in a short while from now. Super Saturday, India A taking on Pakistan A. And it's quite an anticipated, much hyped clash. Fans trickling into this venue as well. And support for Pakistan. Be rest assured there'll be support for India as well. Meanwhile, hard work here for UAE batters. They need a partnership. It's going to be India versus Pakistan in the middle from short while from now. India, Pakistan in the combox as well. Not really. We'll have a friendly banter here. Sikandar Bakht, very good evening to you.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I can't wait for that game. And it's not just us. I think people around the world, even if you're not from India or Pakistan, you love to watch that much anticipated encounter, which always brings a very, very good fight on the field. Very talented cricketers from either side. And you'll probably see a lot of people coming in on the stands supporting them.
I know a bit of Sufyan Mahmood. He's come back into the side after some wonderful performances in the domestic circuit, Sikandar. Quite a very wily operator. All right then, fans for Indian cricket team as well. We're going to have a huge turnout this evening.
Pads. Black pads there. Black to not allowed. Jersey there.
Sufyan Mahmood into his first over. He'll bowl a lot of change-ups. He'll roll his fingers over the seam. He'll come wide of the crease. I expect him to create opportunities here for Oman in the driver's seat at the moment. Nicely played.
Yeah, the UAE side started off well, but they put themselves in a mess, in a bit of a bother. Losing 4 wickets inside 10 overs. Look at that. They've been moving around for the past 1 hour. As the pole behind them, which is the floodlights pole, the shade keeps moving and they keep moving in that row. Yeah, don't blame them. It can get very warm right under that sun.
I must tell you, Sikandar, you have an eye for detail over there. Great observation.
Well, I was just thinking, I mean, is it just me or are they moving in for some reason? That one straight line. But then realize that it's the pole and they're following the shade.
It's a lovely setting here. The Al Hajar Mountains is what you can see in the background. Nestled right in between is the Oman Cricket Academy. And with the floodlights on, it's a spectacle out here in this part of the world. He's gone underneath that. And he's got stuck as well. That's a powerful strike. A lot rests on this man's shoulder. Basil Hamid, the captain. And if UAE need to go past this target, his innings will be crucial.
Yeah, that's a strong hit, that, from the captain. Put everything behind it. With that pace and that length, he's asking for trouble. Sufyan Mahmood.
sensible cricket. They've got the runs. They're at par with the asking rate as well. It's been a good over, done with over number 11, 80 for 4.
And number 7, Ahmed put into the ball.
We've downloaded the ACC app, have you. All you need to do is from your iOS and Android phones, subscribe to your YouTube channel, Asian Cricket Council TV, to watch it live. And just as I say it, Mr. Sikandar has got the QR code being scanned as well. And there it is, he opens the link. Get all the updates on Asian Cricket Council, your favorite players and teams as well. This match is nicely poised.
Yeah, I was just checking. Anything that I'm selling, does it work? So it does. Yeah, they're pretty handy. Lots of information there. Anything you want to know about the ACC and the tournament.
Yeah, that opened up beautifully on the link. The link click worked, and all the cricketing action and updates coming right into your mobile screens. Amir Kaleem to continue. What a story Amir Kaleem has been. Survived a career-threatening knee injury at the age of 40. Went under the knife. And he's 42 today. We are seeing 2.2 Amir Kaleem on display. He's been coaching the younger generation and with the women's team as well. And he comes back here scoring 30 plus and has been amongst wickets as well. Yeah, it's good to see the man grabbing his opportunity. Amir Kaleem has scored heavily in the D10, D20 contests that happen all through the season out here in Oman. That's nicely accessed, beautifully done. Between point and backward point. In the gap, placement impeccable.
Yeah, runs are available on this track. It's just about taking that calculated risk with the UAE batters initially. Inside turnovers didn't do. Just working it around, finding that gap behind the square on the offside. Sometimes you got to just talk to yourself. Not every ball is to be hit out of the park. We've seen that yesterday. The 150 is gettable out here. And you just need two batters to play sensibly. Yes, T20 attacking cricket, but again, calculated risks. We're still in their hands. 86 for 4. They need 7.5 runs in over, and that's exactly where they are. 65 or 49, 6 wickets in hand. You'd take it as a side chasing.
You'd always want to believe that the batters, the chasers in this contest, very much in the mix. Makes room for himself, finds the fielder, they'll steal a single. Basil has looked good so far in his stay. He'll retain strike as well for the next over. 7 runs coming off over number 12, 87 for 4. Know your player, Basil Hamid, captaining the side. Comes from Calicut, Kerala, India. All-time favourite AB de Villiers, and his cricketing ambition, be one of the top 10 all-rounders in world cricket. And he's certainly putting up a show tonight. And nicely works it. Very much in the chase, yes, Sikandar.
Well, I'll still be on the UAE side because the situation does say very clearly it's gettable. Basil Hamid likes AB de Villiers. Who doesn't like AB de Villiers? Who's your favorite cricketer all times?
Well, tough one between generations and eras. You've got to pick a couple of them.
Recent, say a decade.
I've been a big fan of Rahul Dravid, to be very honest. Just grew up watching his technique, and yeah, but along the course of time, I did enjoy watching a certain Marcus Teshkotik as well of England. When he batted in full flow, he was very elegant as well as a left-handed batter. Did excite me as a fan. What about you, Sikandar?
Basil Hamid. Well, I asked that question first, and I know it's very tough to pick one. You talk about different formats, but really, I'll name a few after this ball. Wow, he gets down on one knee, and he does it so well on that occasion. Second time that ball has gone up in that balcony over the dressing rooms. Again, that pace that Sufyan is offering and the length that he's chosen, he's paying off with that. Very expensive.
Yeah, and that's where he's getting a bit too predictable over here. Picked up the change-up delivery very early, did Heather, and got down on his knee and got plenty of willow on it. This is a very good partnership in the middle. 20 out of 20, keeping them in the chase. Your players, Sikandar.
But in talk about recent times or a decade, in the longest format, yes, I'll go with Rahul Dravid. Currently, Rohit Sharma. I mean, he makes it look so easy.
I'm waiting for a Pakistan player on the list as well.
Which format are you talking about?
Okay, let's keep it to the shortest format now that we are.
A shortest format. Recent, current?
All through.
Oh, all through.
Making it easier for you.
I liked Saeed Anwar. Not the shortest format, but Saeed Anwar. Excellent. Treat to watch. One of those players you'd pay to watch a game.
Yeah, he did carry great amount of class. The left-hander's elegance and grace that we keep talking about. Saeed Anwar was in full flow, was a delight for any cricketing fan. And trust me, he always got the better of Indian cricket whenever he played them, and we still enjoyed his batting because he looked so good on the eyes.
That's not my reason to like him. Babar Azam is one name, of course. You cannot strike him out at all. Across formats, he just makes that cover drive look so more beautiful. Plenty of them. 97 for 4, 7 overs to go.
नहीं मेरे बाल जैसे
number 7 Amar, he's bowling his last over. आइए जी आइए प्लीज भाग के वसीम
UAE very much in control and command of this chase. 54 of 42. Nice partnership in the middle. 31 of 23. Back live. Amir Kaleem into his final over. They'll need a wicket here. Oman, they need to force the issue.
Yeah, at this rate, it's exactly what they require. 7.5. And they keep moving that. Somewhere down the line, they'll find a big over. And they'll reduce that gap between deliveries left and runs required. And that's the advantage you have when you're chasing. You know exactly at what pace you want to go about with your innings. But for sure, both these batters, Haider and Basil, will be searching for that one over where they can just make it easy for them. Who would that be and when would that be? Well, only time would tell. I'd say it could be in the next couple of overs. Maybe somewhere around over number 15. They'll wait till then and then pick that bowler out of that list. Could be Sufyan. He's bowled 2 for 20.
Yeah, he's come under the hammer today, Sufyan Mahmood. Not too sure if he'll be persisted with as well after this, but we'll need to see his options here, Jitinder Singh. Yeah, they're looking for the scoring opportunities. You can see the batter just backing away, trying to create room for a scoring opportunity, maybe behind backward or square, on the off as well. There's no insurance in the deep over there. But this partnership for the 5th wicket, so handy, 32 and 26.
The thing is, even the fielding captain understands, Jitendra, that these two batters are not looking for those wickets. They're pushing the ball around, which is doing the job. It's keeping them in the race. Only thing I'm thinking, the 6 bowlers he's tried, is he going to use Sufyan anymore? Does he have more options? He's going to avoid him and continue on with the bowlers who've conceded lesser runs. A bit of an unnecessary overthrow gives them an extra run.
Very shoddy effort in the field by Oman. They don't have 180 that they're defending, just 150. Now, as the captain himself, wayward throw. Amir Khalil says, no problem. Well done, skipper. Open wide spaces, and they'll get another single as well. And he's bowled well, Amir Khalil, making a comeback into the side. He did well with the bat, and he finishes his quota of 4 overs with 2 for 18. He's been brilliant today, just giving the Oman side an outside chance as well. And with over number 14, it's 102 for 4. Well, the team fields here, Sean Novak with Sufyan Mahmood. Looks like he has a niggle and he'll receive some medical attention. Looks like the heat factor coming in. And that'll bring Mehran Khan, made quite a splash in the T20 World Cup against Namibia, taking 3 wickets in the final over. But it's this one that we're waiting for. India A versus Pakistan A. The role models are right there on your frame. Babar Azam and Virat Kohli.
Bowler change. Right arm over the stump.
So Sufyan's off, so that sorts one thing out. He's not the bowler they can attack, which leaves them with Shakil Ahmed, Muzahir, Mehran, Nadeem and Amir. Mehran has been given the ball. He's bowled 1 over, none for 7. Medium pace, ball from that far end.
They needed inside 50 now, that equation. 36 deliveries. Sikandar, how can we force a wicket from here if you're in the Oman dugout?
Request them. Simple.
Yeah, there it is. The much anticipated India A versus Pakistan A. And they're all walking in large numbers. He's been castled time and again. Mehran has this knack of breaking partnerships, and he does it once again. Gets the big scalp of captain Basil Hamid, and what a time as well to strike timber.
Yeah, it was straight in the stumps, and he's played it with that angled bat, trying to hit it over corner. Have a look at that. You probably fancy hitting it straighter. It was there to be hit with that length. Yeah, now he understands, should have been straighter. It's just gone right underneath him. That surely helps Oman's cause, because they've broken the momentum in that partnership. 19 each for Basil and Heather, and now the captain walks back with 103 for 5, and he's got 19 of 16.
change. Center. Okay. Right arm round to you. 4 to come. Right arm round.
Half the side back in the dugout for UAE. They're making life difficult for themselves in this straightforward chase. They need 48 and 34. And the shot selection really not impressive as Neelansh Keswani walks out a best of 31 for him. He'll get off the mark as well with a quick single towards cover sweeper, but I'm not too sure if the shot was on, Sikandar, from the captain of UAE.
Yeah, we were talking about that they will look for an over where they'll try to get some good number of runs, and this probably was one. Just the shot selection wasn't really 100 out of 100. It was there to be hit, as I said, but yeah, it is playing in the minds of the batter that they need that one big over just to make it a runner ball. So at this stage, after this single, they need 45 more of 31. One over with, say, around 15 runs will sort it out for them. It'll become a runner ball chase. They don't want to lose any more wickets because then you get into the bowlers. You already are into the all-rounders. Heather should finish it off, should play right till the end if they want to see UAE crossing that finishing line. Once you stayed there and batted, faced 3 overs, you got to capitalize on that.
Yes, you certainly realize there's a bit of nervous energy right now with the UAE batters in the middle. Ideally, you don't want to leave too much for the end as well. Just try to knock off as many runs getting into the final few overs. They certainly have an exciting last 5 overs left. Quite a photo finish lined up as well. It's in the air, wide of the field at third. They'll run away for a boundary. Lucky runs here for UAE. And they'll accept it with both hands as well. Much needed boundary. 8 runs coming off this 15th over. And this match is certainly in the balance as well. Done with over number 15 is 110 for 5. We have an exciting last 5 lined up here at the Oman Cricket Academy.
लेफ्टी है चलो 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 थोड़ा जल्दी निखिल भाई बहुत गैप है, बहुत बड़ा गैप है, गैप कम करेंगे गैप भाई हमें आप सही हो आप इधर आओ बस इधर से मुझे अंदर रहियो
This game's wide open. So other spaces here. 2 runs taken easily. Might come back for 3. As he has to do both jobs. One is stopping it, then the dispatch all by himself. Quick legs of Neelansh. Fresh legs as well. Heather had to run harder.
It's very unusual to get a 3-run all run. It's either a 4, 6 single, maybe a 2. But this is an all-run 3.
This was a boundary a while back. And Mehran, of course, has provided the breakthrough that was so very required. Oman know the importance of a wicket at this stage. Perhaps Haider, the set batter. Samir Srivastava has got a good googly. He's got a good googly. He's got the slider. Back in India as well, in Madhya Pradesh, as he honed the skills before moving to Oman, he was known as a bowler who can bowl a slider 6 out of 6. And in the right area. Oh, this was the googly. And that's spun. Genuine spinners are turning the ball on this track, that's for sure.
Well, the wrist spinners have done well, haven't they? So there are these type of bowlers who are quite accurate, and they just slide it off the front of their hand, and it gets down to the target pretty straight, and it's consistent. And this guy looks like he's doing the same thing. But when, just from a coach's perspective, you know, when you're ever chasing a target, we just tell the boys, do not leave too much to do in the last 5. The question is, at the run rate of 7.20, have they left too much to do? Mind you, there are still 5 wickets in the shed. 5 good batsmen are out. Have they left too much to do?
There's batting till Farooq. Sanchit Farooq. Bat is to come. Javadullah can swing the bat. Shafi Rahman would walk in at 11. You wouldn't want to leave it till him. 36 to 24. 9 and over required now. 115 for 5. $115 for 5. The players have arrived for an intense contest that's brewing. India-Pakistan, a rivalry that transcends mere sports.
They look relaxed, don't they? They look quite happy and ready for the battle. They won't have to wait long.
We can promise you an electrifying contest. Just the passion, skill, and the burning desire to emerge victorious when these two teams collide. Mehran trying his level best to bring his team back into the game with that wicket. He had already done that, 36 or 23. Now it's going to be a play of how many dot balls can he string together. Because it's not just a wicket-taking delivery he's looking for. The wickets they had to take, they've done it, Oman. Now it could be about strangulating the opponents with dot balls and playing with the required rate.
With every dot ball, it's going to get harder and harder for the batting team. So singles are going to be okay, but it's not going to do it for you. They're going to have to hit boundaries, and you would think there'll be some risks taken. So when that opportunity comes to complete a catch, then they have to take the catch.
Heather holds the key to a big finish here and to end up on the right side and earn 2 points. UAE 35 of 22. All eyes on Heather. Nilanj has to get going.
One big over will be very helpful, but I'm not sure I can see that coming. So I think they've left it a little bit too late, perhaps too many wickets as well. And there's the Indian squad.
Yeah, India A squad. Tilak Verma, the captain, Anuj Rawat. Be prepared to see him in action. It's got to get a single. That won't cut the mustard at this stage. They've got to look for a bigger shot. It's a well-balanced squad for India A. Led by Tilak Verma, Anuj Rawat. Of course, Aqib Khan's going to be brewing pace. Abhishek Sharma might see him with the ball in hand too. He's been excellent. Smoking sixers for SRH not too long ago. Prabhsimran Singh has proven his worth as well. Vaibhav Arora, Ayush Badoni in the Delhi Premier League was sensational to watch. Nishant Sindhu, as always, going to be a tough customer to deal with for the opposition.
Certainly a strong squad, isn't it, from India? I mean, you know, these are all youngsters who are looking to make a mark and, you know, put pressure on the main team. Some of the boys are, you know, have already done that, but there you see a little bit of movement off the pitch. So what have we got? 6 balls bowled in this 17th over.
He's kept it tight.
5 balls bowled, yeah, and he's kept it tight.
Absolutely, Tav. Just 2 runs of this over with a ball to go. Remember, it was a crucial over. Oh, it's a no-look shot, I think. It's in the air. No control whatsoever. Will get a single and a lot of time to think about it. 17 gone, 118 for 5. Oman back in the game.
Good try, Vasif.
Come on, boy. थोड़ा और. Come on, boy. हाँ. Yeah, getting late, boys. Getting late with the ball.
I would build up a little bit. So let's see if the 118 for 5 and 17. Sai Kishore has turned up to be in a very cool mood today. Rahul Chahar, as always, calm and composed. And the fans have started to trickle in already because they know two powerhouses of cricket are going to collide.
Hurry up, captain.
And the crowd's starting to come in as well. I had a look from the back and a lot of cars are driving in. And there's the Pakistan A squad. Again, a pretty decent one as well. It promises to give you know, some good opposition to India, and it'll be a crackerjack game, no question.
Oh, he's appealing with great optimism. But the height of the stumps will not increase.
No, it was clearly going over the top. It may have been pitched outside the leg stump as well, but Nadeem, you know, yeah, I think it was pitched outside regardless, but he's always known for his enthusiasm. Wonderful to see, but that was never going to be given out.
The fans come in for both countries. The word is out that this is going to be a contest that's much awaited, and we're not too far away from that. This ball's gone far away though. Heather has produced a 6 when it matters the most, and that'll reduce the equation. 26 of 16. UAE say it's game on. We were just a shot away from getting back into the groove.
Well, yes, there's still a run rate required of just under 10 runs and over, so they'll need a few more of those, but it was a very good shot, and it gives a chance. There's another four balls left in this over, an opportunity to maximise and make it a big over.
Also controlled, so easy. And it'll tease the fielders as it goes for 4. Haider has managed 10 of 2 balls, and it's of Nadeem.
That's another one. Where's the cheering?
After 13 balls, they got that 6. And now 4 to follow it up with.
A boundary 6 and a boundary 4 in contrasting ways. That was a really nice cricketing shot. With time beautifully, opened the face of the bat, found the gap, and really not much effort, but it went really quickly.
And what about the hoik on the leg side as well? So he's playing one for the coach, one for himself. He was so much in control. Oh, not for the best part of the bat. He's kicking himself because he sees this as an opportunity go by, an opportunity that deserved 4 runs.
They can't relax now. They cannot relax on the last 2 balls of this over. They have to try and maximise as much as you possibly can. Because it's just 12 balls left, plus 2, 14.
Terrific shot. Both the times he decided to play the field as well. He made gaps accessible. When he dances down the track, he makes those gaps more accessible. It's interesting how much an interception point can change the direction of that cricket ball. Nilanj tries to go big. Doesn't get the connect that he wants. The connection is not there, but running between the wickets has been excellent. These two have started to believe that if these two cricketers play the next 2 overs out, they can get to the total.
It's a possibility. for sure. It's a tough one though. A lot will depend on this last delivery too now. If they can somehow find a boundary, that'll make it really interesting for the last 2 overs.
What are his options here? If he wants to be cheeky, then there is a boundary to be had. Third man region, fine leg region, no, has gone straight. Second run's not there. Wasim Ali was taking a bigger start from the deep. 18 gone. 133 for 5.
Very well, crowd, you need to cheer for them. Keep the spirit high.
Hi, dear fan. Yes, we're talking to you through that screen. If you've got an iOS phone or an Android phone, we've got you covered. Just scan the QR code. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Asian Cricket Council TV to watch live, and follow us on Instagram as well at Asian Cricket Council for more updates.
So 9 runs in the next 2 overs, 9 runs each. That'll give him a victory. But when UAE reflect on this game, I'm sure that they'll rue the fact that that second phase between overs 7 and 10, 4 overs were bowled in that period. 15 runs scored for the loss of 3 wickets. So I think that was where that turning point was. That's what's making it really hard for them now.
Oh, that's an excellent shot. He's chosen a great area to score runs. Now Nilansh has started to dictate terms. Run a ball 15 suddenly. 14 of 11.
Yes, so we got another close finish, I reckon. Spare a thought for the batsmen, spare a thought for the quicks, because there's pressure out there, and it's the ones who are able to withstand that pressure and make the right decisions. Wow, that's a beautiful shot. That's a 6, I think.
Oh, what a terrific start to the over as far as UAE are concerned. Mehran's given him room, and Nilansh is thriving on it. This partnership of 38 of just 24 with timed aggression has now put UAE within touching distance of victory. A run a ball 10 required, unless Mehran pulls out 4 good deliveries to keep the pressure on. It can become a straightforward chase.
He's got to do something different, doesn't
yeah.
he? He's got to do something different, surely.
Mehran's come back awaited.
No.
And there's the comeback. The catch has been taken. 8 runs on the first 2 balls, but a wicket thereafter. Nilansh goes, partnership broken, new man will come in. Now how much can they starve Heather off the strike will be the bigger question Oman need to answer.
Well, there you go. You know, 2 4s and you start thinking, well, I can do it every ball. But you've got it down to 6 runs, 6 runs and over, and surely that was, you know, you've got to be really sure before you start hitting it in the air now, because you're controlling it. Sadly now the pressure's back on the batting team, and the doors open a little bit for Oman. So there is 141 for 6.
Your leg. Right arm or 3 to come.
Sanchit walks out with a bat in hand. Strike rate of 100, highest of 2. Today he's got a chance of making a new highest score.
clearly his job, Suhas, is to give the strike to Mr. Hayder. Hayder's on 37, so he's got to do that. And there's the dismissal.
This is the reason that Sanchit finds himself in the middle. Mehran with a roar, and why not? He's provided the breakthrough after 2 boundaries. He's made the batter play on the leg side, and it's not a shot that he's going to be proud of. He's running hard to farm the strike. The second run is not on. Oh, the stutter is on. Took a little bit of time to get that throw in, and it wasn't the best of his throws either. 2 runs taken, but it's an opportunity gone begging as far as Oman's concerned. Bukkapatnam, would you believe it? One of the best in the business.
And that's what pressure does to you. Have a look at this. It's hit along the ground to the leg side. There was a chance of 2. I thought there was 2 in it. No, but then the misfield came and 2 runs resulted.
This game can be done in quiet singles is what Heather would be telling. 145 for 6. $145 for 6. Run a ball required in the last over. UAE. 6 of 6 in Sanchit. Would he go for that glory shot? Would he just quietly tuck one away and give it to Haider to provide the finish? No more drama, please, is what he would be suggesting. Well, let's see. Oman would be telling themselves now, do they save the boundary or do they save the singles here?
You've got to save the boundary, surely. And then hopefully Sanchit comes back on strike. But they're doing it the hard way, UAE. You know, after losing those 3 wickets, yeah, they're doing it the hard way, but they're doing it okay.
Oh, it's Haider on strike, 40 or 26. Shakil with the ball in hand. Oh, he's gone for the glory shot. Nadeem underneath will pouch it to perfection. More drama unfolding as UAE lose their set batter in Haider. And Oman have not just left the door ajar, they want to fling it open.
It's got everything, this game. Here we are. He's going to try and win it with 1 hit. It doesn't always work out, and sadly for him, he just found the long on fielder straight to him. So now we got a very interesting finish. Still think the batting team can do it. It's only 6 runs to get and five deliveries to do it. Singles, the odd wide maybe. Pressure's there. The odd bad ball. I think they got a chance. Have a look at this. Oh, that is a very close decision. The line belongs to the umpire, but is that a fraction behind the line? I'm not sure. I think it might be a fraction.
At first point of
on
landing.
that evidence, it's a no ball. On that evidence, that's the arm coming out and signalling a free hit.
During the first point of landing, even if it's in the air, might be behind the line. Yeah. During the first point of landing, even if that boot's in the air, but it's crossing the line, then he gets to keep the wicket. Otherwise, it's more trouble for Oman. What has Shakil done here? Just moments ago, they were up in celebration. Not anymore. They were up in celebration, Oman. Not anymore. It's going to be a free hit as well. He's robbed his own wicket by overstepping. And Shakil's got to survive a free hit with Haider looking for a big shot anyway. Suddenly the scales have tilted.
5 of 6 with a free hit in the mix.
Certainly feel for the bowler, don't you? I mean, that's very, very, very close. But it was the correct decision. And now 5 runs required, 6 balls to go, and you can't get out on this delivery. That's really tough.
If he goes with the wind, he'll go leg side again, Heather, because the wind is also picking up. He's confirming if it's a free hit. Oh, it's a full toss and he's gone straight. He's gone straight. What does the umpire say? Has it gone the distance or just before it pitched and went? Either way, it's got to hurt Shakil. The dream of being a hero moments ago that he saw transpire is evaporating in front of his eyes. 150 comes up, as well as UAE now within touching distance of a very, very famous victory against their arch rivals, as the captain puts it, Jatinder. Scores are level. 1 needed from 5. And a white ball will seal the deal. UAE pick up the win. Haider stays there till the end, and the red ink that he's earned is going to give him the much needed confidence. It's a terrific start as far as UAE are concerned. A lot to think about for Oman. They'll have to find out the chinks in their armory and fight better. They dragged this game in their favor moments ago, but let it go in the crucial moments as well.
That's the tough part of cricket. I think it was a good game of cricket overall. They certainly did it the hard way. They had a difficult task to do with 6 wickets down, number 8 batsman out in the middle, and they did it. That's the vagaries of T20 cricket. The limited overs version of it becomes a very unknown quantity from time to time. Just when you think you know it, it comes and bites you.
It ends with a team wide. But a sigh of relief in that camp. UAE have earned a win from a difficult position, tottering at 66 for 4, 103 for 5. They've come back to win it by staying cool, calm and composed in the end. Haider is the man who stayed there. 44 of 28, striking at 157. Provided the much needed calmness for UAE. Don't forget Keshwani too. Strung together a partnership with Haider. Oman's very proud of the team still. Of course, they dragged the game back, and there were moments where they could have earned the W in front of their name as well. But that's cricket for you. There's always something in the offing.
There's always a winner and always a loser, isn't there? Which is very sad. This is a good game of cricket. Both teams, I think, were fairly evenly matched. Both teams played some newies, and it went down to the wire. And luckily for UAE, they prevailed in the end. 44 to Haider, wonderful effort. 28 balls faced. Had a little bit of assistance from Tanish, who also looked very good. And also, as you said, Basil Nilensh also showed some good support.
Yeah, look at the route they've taken to 151 as well, except for Rahul, of course, today, who missed out with a bat in hand. Everybody chipped in. Everybody in double figures. And with Haider's quick fire 44 and Mayank's 16 of 9 in the power play, became easier. Tanish, of course, strung together a partnership with Vishnu. 33 and 15 for those two respectively, and 151 reached quite comfortably in the end. 2 wickets for Mehran. Nadeem got a wicket too. Amir Kaleem is worth his weight in gold. 4 overs, 18 runs, 2 wickets at an economy of 4.5. Wow. And Shakil's robbed his 2nd wicket by overstepping by just an inch. But that inch is going to be a daunting one for him.
You look at that fall of wickets, Suhan. 3 wickets in that phase I was talking about.
Right.
15 runs, and that really did put the pressure back on the UAE team. And they did it the hard way. You know, they chipped away, as you said. And here's the summary. 150, played 151.
So UAE win by 4 wickets and start their campaign with a smile. We'll dive into a short break. On the other side, we'll find out who the player of the match is. What a game of cricket we've just had. Now UAE chasing down 151 and getting there comfortably in the end. That's Oman committing harakiri towards the end. A no ball, a free hit and a wide delivery. 16 of 9 for Mayank. Tanish's 33 of 26. That put UAE ahead initially. Haider held his nerve, 44 of 28 for him. It's been a good run chase. Yes, there was an initial stutter, but after that, they were terrific. The softest of dismissals that you would see of a hardcore hitter. And then the partnership, they started to string, and the stamp of authority with which they did so, UAE were excellent. Tanish Suri decided to punish everything in his zone. Vishnu was a little tentative early on, but then he also got going very soon. Perhaps the only mistake Suri committed today, and he was back in the hut. Not Rahul's day with a bat in hand. Nadeem brought them back into the game. Oman believed they can come back into the game, and they started to chip away with the wickets. A good catch by Karan with the sun blazing in his eyes. And more wickets started to fall. Basil chipped in. Nilanj chipped in. But then Mehran did come back with a wicket. Yes, some good shots towards the end, and controlled aggression from Haider saw that this game ended in the manner that UAE wanted it to. Wasim Ali did not rout that one. That's when they believe they can probably pull off a win, Oman. But that 6 made things difficult. That boundary rather. Haider Ali it is, who emerged a superhero with a bat in hand.
Well, here we have the wickets column. Not that many, really. 2 for Amir, bowled very well. He was the pick of the bowlers. Just 18 runs off his 4 overs, so and 2 wickets. Very well bowled. He was supported in a couple of other bowlers in that graphic, but just not enough wickets to win. And I guess really the moral of the story is how you finish the game. We had one team who was sprinting towards the end and they got up with 5 balls to spare, and you had the team that lost who limped across the line. If UAE had a bad second phase, 15 for 3, then Oman had a bad last phase.
Yes, and by the virtue of his win, UAE will pick up 2 crucial points as they reach 151 with ease in the end. Let's go down to Mikhail for the post-match presentation.
Oman and UAE have played some interesting duels in recent times. It was no different that today as well. It went into the final over. They have some history against each other, but today UAE prevailed in the final over by 4 wickets to pocket 2 points in game number 3 in the Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. Fair to say it's the bowlers set it up as they came back well in that first innings to reduce Oman to 150 for 8. And in the chase, everyone contributed with the bat to ensure that they get these runs in the final over. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the post-match presentation of the Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. First up, the Asian Cricket Council would like to thank Oman Cricket for putting up a splendid event so far in the 6th edition of this Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. Before we have a chat with the captains, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce and welcome our guest who will be giving away the Player of the Match trophy as well, Mr. Saeed Anwar Hassan. Warm welcome to you, sir, the board member of Oman Cricket. An absolute pleasure having you by our side. We'll have a quick chat with both the captains. First up with the captain who came second in this contest, Jatinder Singh from Oman, if you could come by. Tough luck, Jatinder, but fair to say you'll had your moments in this game.
Of course, I'm really proud of the boys, the way they have put out the show. I'm incredible.
Right, 86 for no loss in the 10th over to finish on 150 for 8. Somewhere between that, you feel you lost the game?
Not really, it's a T20 game, it's a high intensity game. So, you're bound to lose wickets. It depends on the next batter, how he comes back and, puts up the partnership and takes the, puts up the target on the board.
Right, talking about Amir Kaleem, he defies age, defies logic. And he came back, got runs with the bat, wickets with the ball as well.
Absolute gold. I mean, he's a marvelous energy to be around. He always tries to, push the crowd, push the players, to the extent, I mean, he brings in a lot of good energy into the dressing room.
Right, one thing that you like to correct going into the next game, big games lined up for you.
Well, of course, we just want to play positive cricket and we want to play competitive cricket.
Right, tough luck, very well done. Good on you with your form as well. 9th T20 50, you'll be happy with that as well.
Yeah, of course, I would have been extremely happy if you would have been onto the winning side.
Right, sometime later though, you'll certainly want that happening, and it will as well. Good luck and all the very best for the coming games.
Thank you so much.
The captain of the Oman side, coming second in this contest, again UAE. Basil Hamid, captain of UAE, victorious team. Happy man, first T20 as captain. Wow, what a moment for you and the team.
Yeah, thanks to Almighty. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I think, the boys have stood up when the occasions were there. Happy for them.
Right, just talk about this chase of yours. A bit of a tense chase that you all had. That's because you all did stutter a bit, but everyone contributed with the bat, but for one or two batters missing out.
Yeah, that's the beauty of T20 cricket. Everybody chips in. At the end of the day, we cross the line. So happy about it. As I said initially, we have a very young bunch of unit. I think they are still very keen to learn in this format. But I'm glad that, at the end of the day, we could cross over the line.
Right, just coming to the team that you had in this game, relatively young, some senior players missing out, a young captain in you getting the first opportunity to captain the side. What does it mean for you and UAE cricket?
I think, as I said, I've been always saying to the boys, UAE cricket in such an interesting phase. We have our own franchise league going around for a couple of years now. So the exposure boys are getting is very huge. So I think it's a pretty competitive cricket we are playing over the years. And plus, big teams are touring us, Afghanistan, New Zealand. So the opportunity is there. It's all about showcasing our skills and, showing the potential you have.
Right. Good win, close win, good start. Good to see quite a few batters as well coming to the fore. Good luck for the remaining games as well. Well done today.
Thank you so much.
Right, captain of the UAE team, Basil Hamid, an absolutely delighted captain over there that he is as well. Just the right time to talk about the player of the match, someone who really got the runs going when it mattered the most, held his nerve, showed a lot of character, and scored a valiant, gritty, unbeaten 44 in 28. Saeed Haider, come by. He's been announced the player of the match for a terrific performance with the bat, and he'll be collecting his player of the match award from Mr. Saeed Anwar Hassan, board member, Oman Cricket. What an innings he played. Just put the pressure back on the fielding side and took his team through in the final over. Wonderful innings, Said. That smile says it all.
No, thank you so much. Of course, it's my first man of the match for UAE, so obviously it feels very special.
Yeah, well, I must tell you that it's a special moment for you. Would like to dedicate it to somebody special?
Oh yeah, I would 100% like to dedicate to everyone back in home. Obviously my mom, my dad, and most importantly, Mohammed Haider Bhai, who gives me the facilities to train in UAE.
Right, you've made it count today. I'm sorry to interrupt, but what was it like walking in at that point in time? What was the discussion? What was going through your mind?
It was pretty simple. Told to us by the coaches, just bat through, bat long, and obviously the coaches believe in me and they back me, so they told me, if you bat long, I know for sure we're gonna win the game. So that was the plan.
And you reaffirmed that faith as well by a wonderful unbeaten 44 in 28. Showed a lot of class and carnage in the middle. Congratulations, keep up the great work.
Thank you so much.
Player of the match in match number 3 between Oman and UAE, Saeed Haider, an unbeaten 44 to take his team through as UAE beat Oman by 4 wickets in this encounter. That's it from the presentation area.
Wasn't he excellent, Haider? And rightly so, the player of the match. Now the India A side will take on Pakistan A side. We are ready to rekindle rivalry. And it's going to be two powerhouses colliding at the ACC Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. You can't miss a moment, and we'll be back very soon with this encounter.